Question. How do we call? He gave us a signal.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
In an uncertain world, in a chaotic time, justice wears a mask.
Was good. His was better.
Love is a game.
What is it about the wrong kind of man?
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car. Power is a machine.
Now you've devised a way to read men's minds.
By the way, I've seen your mind, freak.
And revenge is a trap.
You're a genius.
Riddler and Two-Face can make a pretty lethal combination. Train me, let me be your partner.
Who's your tailor?
But first,
let's meet our contestants.
Going down.
If the bat wants to play, we'll play.
Was that over the top?
Don't work too late.
You forgot the part where you kissed the girl.
The real game begins. Courage now. Truth always. Batman forever.
What is up, Gotham Guardians and Arkham Adversaries? It is your boy Trey, the Bat Channel. We coming in hot because tonight we get to celebrate 30 years since the release of Batman Forever. That's right, guys. Joe Schumacher's first attempt at The Dark Knight, with starring Val Kilmer, was released 30 years ago in the U.S. box office and was the #1 domestic box office film of 1995. I think it carried over, I want to say it was like over $185 million in the U.S. box office at that time. I think Toy Story ended up winning globally, but you already know Americans love some Batman, and it is wonderful to see everyone in the chat tonight. Guys, if this is your first time hanging out with the Bat Channel, I can't show the movie. I'm going to try something tonight that, you'll know where we're at in the film so you can join in. But you need to either have HBO Max, own it on DVD, which I do, and on Fan. I own this movie everywhere. I freaking love this movie. It doesn't get nearly enough credit. So this is your time to pull up Batman Forever. We're basically creating a theatrical experience on the Bat Channel. So grab your popcorn, grab your drinks. This is how we're going to roll. When it's ready to go, I'll count us down at 3, 2, 1, play. So that way you guys can join in. It's wonderful to see everyone in the chat. Oh my gosh, you guys are just absolutely killing it. Let me welcome everybody. Polaris, guys, I got to say, so today is obviously hashtag release the Schumacher cut. We need to see the true vision of Joel Schumacher, the late great Joel Schumacher, and of course the late great Val Kilmer. We need to see it. But as you know, some people have already gotten to see it, and I've been loving all of the conversations that people have been given over on social media from Instagram, Twitter. Polaris, I appreciate you, dude, so much for kind of giving us an insight on your experience with watching the Schumacher cut. It sounds phenomenal, and I think it's time for all of us to go see it. So I don't care how it gets done. Release the Schumacher cut. Just do it. Just do it. Thank you so much for being here, Polaris. Appreciate you. Taladia Plays, my man. How's it going? RT Schumacher cut, my man. Keep finding the good fight, guys. I appreciate you. I don't even know where we're at. I know it's trending, but you guys have been phenomenal throughout all this. I appreciate that you guys have just been leading the charge with Batman Forever's Schumacher cut. We need it. Seriously, there's no reason not to do it anymore. I mean, it's not like the Snyder cut situation where a little bit more work had to be done on it. But this is now, it's all about artist integrity, just like it was for the Snyder cut. Warner Brothers, you have a history of messing with people's film. Joel Schumacher, Richard Donner, Zack Snyder, hopefully not with James Gunn. I don't know, we'll see. But release the Schumacher cut. Just get it. In fact, if you're watching us right now, everyone on social media, go do hashtag release the Schumacher cut and tag us at _that channel. It's just a great way to get in touch with us. Like you said, we're doing a lot of posts over on Instagram. You can follow us on one of those social media pages. And as always, it helps us out so much. You know, smash that like, you share it, so you subscribe if you haven't already. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers. We can't do that without you. My co-host, Super Bro Corey, who can't join us tonight, unfortunately, because he's celebrating our mom's birthday. Yes, I scheduled a watch party on her birthday, but she lives in another state, so I wasn't going to be able to hang out with her, and hopefully she forgives me. I'll make sure I give her a call. And I hope everyone had a wonderful Father's Day this last weekend. I got to celebrate my first Father's Day with my little Diana, and that was awesome. Kind of crazy, but, you know, I like hanging out with you guys. I love hanging out with the Bat Channel. But help us get to 10,000 subs. Our goal for that is we used to do a lot of charity streams. We used to raise a lot of money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Feeding America, American Red Cross, Disaster Relief Fund. We were doing that through your guys' Super Chat, which I see some people have already done Super Chats. I'll get to you guys in just a second. We used to do it through your Super Chats, but YouTube would take 30% of your Super Chats. That didn't sit right with my co-host, so him and I would put back in the 30% with our own money and then do a donation of ourselves. How we can get rid of that issue for the future? Get us to 10,000 subs. They open up a charity stream that the money just goes straight there. We don't have to worry about when YouTube sends us the check or anything. YouTube takes care of all of that. So spread the word. Help us get to 10,000 subs so we can keep doing charity streams, because I miss doing that. You guys were being so generous. I was just getting tough to cover it on our own end. But I loved doing them, and I want to do more of them. So let's go through the rest of this with all you guys being super generous. What's up, Sergeant Guillotina, Pred Alien, Red Hooded Outlaw, Bat Fanatic, Red Robin? I didn't realize you knew Japanese. Or maybe you're just saying hello to Akio Lee. That's kind of you. I dig that. What's up, Cordy? He couldn't wait. Just how to get to it. I appreciate that, Corey. I understand. It's a great movie. So yes, pull it up. We'll start it in like maybe 4 minutes. So make sure you have it ready to go. All right. It's great that this happened. I agree. What's up, Beyond the Night? Carrie Kelly, Joker's Wild. Polaris says, I've been to the Schumacher cut in Los Angeles, and it's wonderful. I hope it gets seen more. It's definitely worth the watch and stays true to Schumacher's original vision. That's what I've heard, too. And I heard it does change how the movie, it's maybe a little bit less comical, a little bit less family friendly. It has a little bit of a darker tone to it, especially I'm sure some of you guys have seen some of the deleted scenes with the man bat like creature in the Batcave, and Two-Face has a little bit more of craziness. It's a little less focused on the Riddler from what I've heard. And Polaris brought up a great point in our conversations on Instagram, just saying like, yeah, it made sense. Jim Carrey was such a big actor at that time that they really wanted to showcase him. What's up, the Butler? Good to see you. 9 Lives in Hell in here. Great to see you. Batman Who Laughs, Crazy, Craig Rowland, Dark Jurassic. It's great to see more people just not even DC fans. Good Soldiers Follow Order, King Donkey Kong. Clever Girl, what's up? What's up? Darth Star Killer, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks for Larry. See, I found this poster and I was like, it's so colorful and crazy that I want to keep it, and I will. I had to. On everyone doing the dot dot. You know I love it. What's up, Ryan Swayze? Good to see you, dude. Bat Dance Thoughts. How's it going, my man? I missed the intro. More DC shows. You already know Bat Dance Thoughts. Oh my gosh. Party for a Halloween movie in June. Hey, it's the 30th anniversary, Batman. You have to celebrate. What's up, Brogu? Great to see you. Whatever saying, are we watching it together on here or on our own TVs? So I have a way where it's gonna play, but you're not gonna hear sound, so you'll see where we are so you can match up your screen. I can't share. If I shared the movie, Warner Brothers would take me down faster than Harvey Dent flipping his coin and shooting us. So you're going to have to watch it either on HBO Max, have it on DVD, one of those. But like I said, I'll have something on in the background so you can see where we're at. Hopefully we won't get taken down that way, but I can't like full on play it. This is just us creating a theatrical experience for you guys. That Dan are separate. Yes, they are. Oh, yeah. What's up, Atomic Kaiju? Akio Leeds, good to see you. My man, Sean Franklin. Hope you guys doing great. Going down is in the Schumacher cut. I did not know that. Courage Now, Truth Always, Batman Forever. I hated the slogan. It's so random. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the trailer kind of does a little bit of weirdness to it. What's up, whatever? Saying, my first time. All right. Ooh, nice for him. A little rough on the landing, though. He may be settled for the bronze. Hey, Brad, my man. Dude, it is a great soundtrack. It really is. Elliot Blumenthal, nailed it. Great Batman theme. Orc and Beans, my man, saying like and subscribe. You already know. Trey, you miss Goldberg returning to WWE. My man, I'll have to check it out. Well, it's good to know that he came up on Raw. So you guys know all my interests. What's up, Derpy Entertainment? Great to see you. Yours was good. His was better. I love that you guys are posting on all of the great quotes. So great, man. Well, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring out my other co-host for tonight. He's amazing. I'm so glad to have him here to hang out with us, Mr. Kojay.
Hey! Oh, here we are. Haha. Thanks for having me, man.
I'm glad to do. When was the last time you watched Batman Forever?
I think 2 years ago.
2 years. So this will be a nice little refreshment. Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. I could be wrong, could be 3, but I loved this movie when it came out, and I'm already used to changing certain directions. I'm an old guy, right? So when I saw this movie and they changed the actors for Harvey Dent and Batman,
this is supposed to be Billy D. Williams at the
time,
and
they changed the director. For me, that's 3 different factors changed that my heart couldn't take. So I took this movie as a reset or a whole new movie altogether.
I think
universe. Fair. And I enjoyed it more. I saw this 3 times in the theater when it came out. I got the soundtrack here.
Hey!
The CD's not in it because it's bumping in my car still.
That you still have it played in your car?
Yeah, I was playing it today. I was getting ready. It's in mint condition, the little book here. Even Nicole Kidman. See, the pages didn't stick, so I've been a good boy. So it's just a great soundtrack, and it was a great experience. Man, I really thought it was like Joel Schumacher's anime take on the Adam West Batman, because it has so many stylistic motifs and nods to it, So I enjoyed it for that. This is like the best. Yeah, it's like the prequel. To me, this is like the prequel to the Adam West Batman.
Well, that's kind of an interesting way of looking at. You know, I heard my father-in-law. We were talking about when he heard I was doing a Batman Forever watch party. He was like, I forget. He's like, when you came out from the Batman Returns and Batman, the Tim Burton kind of craziness that he throws into it, this was a very different movie. It's really,
Yeah.
Essentially, I forgave it for being super comical because it was a very comic book movie. And I was like, well, that's kind of a great compliment in a way. Yes, it was very different from Tim Burton, but I feel like Joel Schumacher kind of hit a nice mix of comic book look with the bright colors and kind of flashiness and kind of the fantastical element to it. But at the same time, you get that really nice, dark, tortured story that Val Kilmer brings to his performance in Bruce Wayne. So there's a lot of things I do love about it. Especially, I see what Brad Davis said here. What could have been Robin Williams as the Riddler. That would have been an interesting take. What would you have?
I think if we had Tim Burton still as director, then I would go with that one.
Okay.
But I like how it turned out for because like you said, this is because comics have had multiple tones. Some comics have that cartoony tone, like a lot you could pull from the Golden Age, where stupid crypto comes from. Sorry, as a Superman fan, I never liked crypto. A few times I've liked him a few times, and that's impressive storytelling to me. But anyways, the era where Superman would sneeze and it would blow up a planet, crazy over the top stuff. That Golden Age era, I think Joel Schumacher captured because he was very inspired by the Adam West TV series. He wasn't shy about praising it every now and then, that I remember when I saw the making of this. And then he used that corny comic book template era that's very nostalgic to the 60s, and then he brought it to the updated style that Tim Burton brought to the table, So this is pretty awesome. And I think he very rarely you can combine two eras and successfully put them together. Joel Schumacher, he's one of the few that did it.
Yeah,
successfully.
Very, very true. And I see we have a $10 super chat from Oracle's Podcast saying, hashtag release the Schumacher cut. Yes, we need it. Just do it. I know what we're waiting on. We just got to do it. Oracle, thank you so much. Here's a little super chat to say you the best.
Well,
we gotta love it, man. That scene is so great in Batman Forever.
It's so stupid not to release stuff that's golden. All right,
I agree. Hey, Brogu.
I could go off on that.
Guys, let us know in the chat if you're ready to go, if you're ready for us to start Batman Forever. So that way, if I see enough people, we'll go ahead and get started. But I
gotta get it up on there.
I know I need to pull mine up as well. Oh, and I see another $10. You guys are going quick today. My God, it is a busy chat, and this is a moment where I wish I had Super Bro Corey. He normally does this so I can post.
You're doing great.
I appreciate it, man. Beyond the Nights, the $10 super chat as well. Thank you, good sir, for your $10 super chat saying Batman Forever is so underrated. Great movie, and hashtag release the Schumacher cut. It is. I do feel the fact that I think Kojay said it best. You have a different director, you have a different actor. There's a lot of different elements where I think people were kind of expecting it to be a continuation, and in a way, it is, right? Because there's even things that Chase Meridian says the prior films like Batman Returns happened. And it really feels like a completely different character, though Gotham City is still very much a character on its own, but it's a wonderful film. It really is. And I think over time it's gathered some more love, but the fact that people found out there's this other cut that people like Kevin Smith has gotten to see and Polaris has gotten to see. So many people are like, well, I want to experience what Joel Schumacher really wanted to do, because we saw what happened with Batman and Robin, and no shade against Batman and Robin. I love all the Batman films for different reasons. the
Kind
Batman
of have
Robin
to
film,
love him.
yeah, it's a very Adam West type of Batman film, so that's why I love it. It's a modern day Adam West film, but it doesn't. In terms of quality, it is a bit of a different film, and I think that's because the studio really threw down the product placement, the toy merchandising. That it went overboard, and I think Joel Schumacher was even kind of like, "All right, that's it. I'm done with this."
Yeah,
too much.
because Batman Returns was really successful with the toy line. I remember
Yeah.
that was the rave.
I mean, it's how Jack Nicholson made most of his money on the first Batman film.
Yeah, I was like, dang.
But beyond the night, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Here's a little something to say thank you.
Look, it's all a bit technical, but the important thing is that my company's future is secure. Right, Mr. Fox?
Right you are, Mr. Wayne. Didn't you get the memo?
The memo. I love that scene.
Good Soldier's follower says he's already got his popcorn. I like it. I like it. I want a Robin signal in the sky. Maybe. Chris O'Donnell's actually a very nice dude. I happened to meet him when he was filming in Hawaii for the crossover show with Hawaii Five-0, and I think he was on LAPD, if I recall, or LACIS, something. It was something like that. I can't recall off the top of my head. Super nice
One of the
dude.
Law and Orders.
Yeah, something like that. Ready to go. I love it. Broker says he's ready.
We got more people in the chat.
Oh, it looks like we do. Even my boys Outriders.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the Bat Channel doing
I
something
saw it.
Batman. Well, it's been a while since any real Batman content has come out. I mean, yes, there's news about whether the Batman's happening or if the Batman's not happening, and that's it. That's really it. There was a little Amazon Prime thing.
It's an off season right now. Batman.
It is. It is a bit of an off season. That's right. It's called the Bat Channel. Bat Channel is a state of mind. It's kind of like the term daddy.
Hey, we had a happy Father's Day.
Sean Franklin asks, are you excited for Jurassic World Rebirth and Fantastic Four First Step? I am. Jurassic World Birth, I'm more excited for because I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. But I think it's going to be a great movie. Fantastic Four, my father-in-law is a huge Marvel fan. I know we butt heads quite a bit, him and I. But Fantastic Four is his favorite comic book. So I'm excited for that just because he's excited for it. And it really feels like Kevin Feige maybe hit a home run on this one. So I hope so. Hope it kills at the box office. James Gunn is silent on the Batman at the moment. Yeah, and even his Batman, we're still, it sounds like Andy Muschietti is out for the DCU Batman. It sounds like he's going to be doing some other things. So I get the sense that a lot of things are on pause until they find out what happens with Superman. So who knows? Who knows? See, even Polaris knows. Bat Daddy. That's what I hope my daughter, says. What's up, Bat Daddy? And I'll be like, oh, I'm Bat Daddy. Well, it seems like everyone is just about ready here. I love it. Talati Plays does ask a quick question. He says, I got a quick off-topic question. Have you seen the 007 First Light trailer? I have. Interesting.
I haven't.
It kind of reminds me of the Indiana Jones game that just came out recently. So,
the game. Oh,
yeah, it's kind of like a James Bond Begins kind of game. Kind of interesting. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably play it though. And Sean Franklin says, have you played the Jurassic Park video game? Which one are you talking about? Evolution or I wish it was Jurassic Park Survivor, because I would love to, or Survival, whatever it's called, the new game that was going to be like a first-person thing. Sounded awesome. But, okay, I'm going to start my theme here, so that way...
I have mine paused on the blackout. If you're watching this on Max, it shows the Max logo. I paused it when it went to blackout immediately. Boom. Oh, no. Because if you want, I could use the Retro Nerd Girl timer, too. People need a...
Okay, so I have mine on the Warner Brothers logo as well, so hopefully you guys are ready to go.
Let me get mine on logo too. Bam!
Oh, do you have your on the Warner? See, you guys are on it. We got our popcorn.
This is very Zack Snyder-like.
Our soda on a very Batman-y cup. Yes, we got our bat signal lighting it up. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Coming down in 3, 2, 1, play.
Bam.
All right. I'm excited. It's actually been since Batman Day since I watched this, so only a few months for me.
Oh, you got the background music playing, bro.
Oh, we do?
No. The channel.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Thank you. See, this is what happens when you don't have Super Bro Corey to watch over and make sure you're not doing something silly.
You're still doing awesome, bro.
Thank you.
See, with the music being different and the titles coming in different from like how Burton did, I still enjoy it as a separate movie or universe.
Oh yeah.
Because the styles are totally. This is kind of like Batman doing Superman Donner logos.
Such a great logo intro.
Those look nice. That was clean.
Joe Schumacher knew what he was doing here. He knew what the ladies were here for. Val Kilmer, crotch shot. A little bit of bat nips. George Clooney wasn't the first.
Was there bat nips?
He does on this suit. He does have bat nips. I don't know, Joe. That if there's one thing about the suit design, I'm not sure why the bat nips, but hey, it works. It's okay. Now it's a funny thing.
Yeah, they got the nips there. I'll get drive-through.
It's a cool Batmobile too. I don't think this Batmobile gets enough love.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's pretty cool. And also at this time, the animated series is already out, so they're doing some shots like the animated series.
All right, honestly, Batman Forever is a terrible movie if you try to look at as a sequel to Bat. I can see what you're saying. I think even then, though, it's not a terrible movie at all. I think if you were expecting Tim Burton, it's not a Tim Burton movie.
Oh, yeah. No, I actually agree with Bat Dan because it's not that Tim Burton tone. It does take not a U-turn, but a left turn. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it separately as its own universe. As a sequel, it doesn't work for me that way. But that doesn't mean it's terrible. You know, it did take a left turn, but, 3 lefts make a right. And I think it did all 3.
What's up, Chemical? Hope you're doing well. Dig the Spawn logo, dude. Looks awesome. Says, strange comparison, but it's a theme. I liked Attack of the Clones as a kid, hated it as an adult, loved Batman Forever as a kid, and still love as an adult. Interesting. I've grown to love Attack of the Clones. I mean, I don't know. I grew up with Attack of the Clones. When Attack of the Clones came out, I think I was like 5 or 6. So it's a little bit of nostalgia.
There's a movie. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, bro.
No. There's a fantasy Swords and Shields movie called Sword and the Sorcerer, I think. And I loved it as a kid. Hated it as adults. Still do.
I mean, Billy D. Williams, don't get me wrong. It would have been awesome to see his true Harvey Dent, his Two-Face, because they were definitely
got artwork of it.
To it. Oh, that's right. I forgot you do have artwork of this.
I just haven't put stuff in my apartment. I'll bust it. See, I'm all ready for today, apparently.
Oh, that's so cool. Who did the artwork to that?
The artwork is Terry Huddleston Art. You can find him on DeviantArt and all that stuff. Shout out to him. If he's still not around, his work still is. He does all these portraits, just faces of all your favorite like superheroes, comic book characters, any kind of lore, He-Man, whatever, Ninja Turtles. He's probably got everything by now.
Right? Yeah. Nicole Kidman, she's still beautiful. Yes, you are.
She's always gorgeous. She was legit Batman's Lois Lane because that was the reporter character. And she was in the comics for a little bit. and then they broke up. But she, even after she was brought into the comics and they broke up or whatever, she was still around. Like in DC Universe Online, you even hear some of her reports in
From
Gotham.
Chase Meridian? Or are you talking about Vicky Vale?
Vicky Vale, I mean.
Oh, okay, from the first Tim Burton Batman. I was like, when you said reporter, I was like, wait, what?
Oh, no. Vicky Vale, like full-on reporter. And this girl is just like the other Vicky Vale reporter type of character. Because to me, it's a different universe. Well, also look what Joel Schumacher is doing immediately. He's doing the tilted camera angles that the Adam West Batman show always did when the villains were around, you know?
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher really loved Predator. He's like, let's shoot a lot of bullets. Jesus. That's where the director line comes in. When Batman shows up. What a flex, Joel Schumacher.
I love it. Release the Schumacher cut.
Release the Schumacher
Brad
cut.
Says, I'm dating myself, but I started at the movie theater when this movie came out. That's pretty cool for a movie. And like I said, this was the biggest movie in the U.S. box office for 1995.
The hype was real.
Brad, you'll have to let me know. Was your theater just jam packed for this movie? Were people sitting in line?
Oh yeah,
to go see it.
I never saw opening night. I always saw on the weekends, but it was still a lot of people. And it was a lot of fun. Nice cheat because he can't kick that high. Shoot on top. Man, this guy just wants to dull his blades. Oh! Oh, thank you, Brogu. Yeah. That's my Batman 3 in the heart. Oh, dang.
So good.
Yo. Batman Forever Batman suit it's so clean. Look at that. That's nice.
It is, right?
It's the best of all these 4 movies or whatever, you know?
I agree. It's actually one of my favorite live action Batman suits.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I like his high-tech RoboCop one at the end, but this one's way better.
Yeah. Well, I think, the last suit in this is my favorite one. Like when the logo is big on the chest,
nice.
And it kind of has this metallic vibe to it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I don't know why he never uses it again. That seemed like the best suit to have.
Oh, yeah.
I like that movie effect where they have like the shooting from underneath. They just put a glass wall and shoot underneath.
Yeah. Mark Hickman says, hey there, I saw this movie in theater recently that was showing different Val Kilmer movies as a tribute. That's really cool. I'm glad they did that. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer, man.
Yeah, man.
Iceman.
Now, a testament to Val Kilmer, I like that he doesn't really change his voice. He just changes the tone and he changes his conduct when he's Batman. Kind of like how Kevin Conroy in Justice League Unlimited, at one of the Justice League series, maybe it was the first part, I gotta remember. He ditched the whole Bruce Wayne voice because he had like 2 different voices, remember? At one point, he just ditched the Bruce Wayne voice and he just changed his conduct, but it was still the same voice. Batman voice. Huh. I don't like Two-Face being so goofy here.
Chemical says, you like the bad nipples, huh? I mean, do I love the design on the suit? God, no. But it's such a rememberable thing.
Yeah, the nipples are only bad part. I always should be 100%.
Oh, yeah. But the fact that they just did it, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was a weird thing in the 90s. I don't know. I don't understand the
unless it was a segue to do that to the lady suits down the line. What was Batgirl's
what
suit
they
like?
deal with Alicia Silverstone as
yeah.
Batgirl.
Did she have those too, or just the Met?
Kind of. It was like a ridge thing that it was. I don't know. It's a very interesting choice, and they kind of did like a weird it was essentially like a leather bat thong over her suit. I don't understand that either, but I get it.
Look at the big statues, though. I like this. That's kind of homage to what Tim Burton was doing in Batman Returns. You know, having all these statues around this high-tech city. Oh, they went through the eye.
King Donkey Kong loves the bat nipples. That's fair. I can respect that.
I mean, if it's a distraction mechanism, it probably works. You'd be like, wait, are those nip bang? He gets you.
Does Schumacher cut have nipples? I would assume. I don't think they would have spent millions of dollars to have another suit with none. But there is a suit that doesn't. Even Clooney has a suit that doesn't have bat nipples at the very end.
But everything else, the chicness, how dark it is when the light reflects on it, and just the designs to the glove parts, so good. Like the texture around his head, you know, if only they made the neck more mobile, though, but. You put a club on it? See, that's like Joker all over again.
Yeah, they do kind of really bring it out a bit. But I will say, Bob Ringgood, who did a lot of the costume designing for this Batman Forever, he went wild with it.
Yeah. That explosion was nice because back in the day, everyone was addicted to Dolby and trying to imitate that surround sound. So a lot of movies had that bass and they really used the speaker side. Look at those early PS1 graphics. I love it.
It's kind of wild, right?
No, it's great because they're trying to introduce all this kind of flying in through miniature vibes, kind of like what Lord of the Rings does.
I agree, Trevor H. I think that's what a lot of directors, if they can it's kind of wacky, it's kind of weird. But part of what makes Batman, I feel, is having a Gotham City that is a bit of a character of its own. It has that aesthetic. It's the gothic. It's the kind of otherworldly. It's supposed to look depressing. It's supposed to look. It's claustrophobic. You know, it does create that, like a place that just breathes criminals. You know.
Or just even darkness, unknown stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Because they have some other creepy things that bump in the night in Gotham, not just criminals. And it's an element that DC, in my opinion, should explore more. I mean, I do like Snyder and Nolan's hyper-realisticness. That's cool. I think that's the best you could do with it. But it's cool to add like this kind of Gothic style to Gotham, a little futuristic style to Metropolis, make them stand out because they're cities that don't exist. You know, they have all this fantasy areas, so they could really up it or tweak it a little bit, not too much to go crazy. And I think this does it because in some of these shots, some parts of the city have this Blade Runner vibe, and that's cool. Like, look at this. If you put this in black and white, it looks like a Flash Gordon type of thing. I like that out of time modern vibe that Gotham kind of mixes in. Look at that. That totally looks like out of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, right.
Popcorn on top, dude. Case proven.
Mark Hickman says, I read early scripts of Batman Forever that was more of a direct sequel to Returns. Interesting how the movie evolved more into its own thing. Yeah, and
yes.
I think a lot of that comes from the mind of Joel Schumacher a little bit.
Yeah,
like, kind of
rightfully so.
I think he wanted to take it in a different direction. He kind of realized that Tim Burton is his own thing, you know, and you're not going to be able to in a way outdo Tim Burton on his own shtick. So why not make the Schumacher Batman? And even for how much interference there was from the studio on this, and I think that's just because Batman was proven to be a box office machine
and toy seller.
Exactly, that they had to have their business input into it.
And what's cool, this mad scientist side of Jim Carrey, you see again as he does Dr. Eggman Robotnik in Sonic, because he's kind of the same nature. Did you see the Sonic ones?
The newer ones, yes, I have. Yeah, I thought Jim Carrey's hilarious in them. He's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like he dived back into this character as Robotnik, but only if he was
probably a good, and I also
if people funded his projects and he went insane.
Yeah, I think Jim Carrey kind of really did a lot of research on Frank Gorshin, who was the Adam West Batman series Riddler. Just the terms of the kookiness, the campiness, obviously, but
even how they throw punches, they look identical. Because I remember that Batman movie, you know, where they were all fighting on the submarine. Like they move the same. This is cool.
Michael Go,
Sorry, I
man.
got excited.
It's a great outfit. It's all about toys and marketing. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm curious how much Batman Forever made.
Ooh.
On toys.
Yeah. And slide to miniatures. This is awesome. I love miniatures. All right, I think the music is sometimes too extra sometimes. What do you feel about the soundtrack?
So Elliot Goldenthal, I personally really dig his score for the simple fact that it is kind of over the top. I think it really, for what Joel Schumacher was trying to convey in the tone and the overly fantastical element of this movie, I think Elliot did his job. You know, he came in and he gave us the score that is kind of just very epic and
yeah, I guess it's just because it's too different from Danny Elfman's. I guess that's too harsh and mean for this one. You know what I mean? Because
it kind of has like
they're
a
different vibes, but they're
whimsicalness
still
to it.
There you go. I guess I wasn't ready for that.
This dialogue right here is some of the greatest in.
Yeah.
My life's an open book. You read the very things I wish my wife would say to me when we, talk to each other. It's a
dang.
Just who I would like to know, ladies, if you're in the chat, any of you use these type of pickup lines, or does someone try to use pickup lines with you?
I don't know.
I mean, the fact that she just like grabs at him, she's like, "Ooh."
For a second, Batman looking at she's all making moves on him, right? Where this is going. And for a second, he sees freaking Commissioner Gordon in his PJs going, running, and is like, oh wait, was this part of it?
Totally, man. Women. Jim Carrey, Rubberman, going back to Ace Ventura. Yeah. So I've heard about this rumor, Bad Dan, and I can't really seem to find like a major confirmation. Like it could be the the actors, being at least in a business sense, never talking bad about each other. But from my understanding, it does sound like Tommy Lee Jones was not a fan. He thought Jim Carrey was over the top, which would kind of make sense for the type of actor I think Tommy Lee Jones tends to play for his movie roles. I would get the sense that maybe Jim Carrey would be a little too much for him. Be a lot of improv, and it'd be like Tommy Lee Jones, like, just follow the script, man. Joe Schumacher clearly wanted more of the Adam West campiness. He tried to meld that with Tim Burton stuff. Yeah, there is a bit of a blend to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, even my boy Brad saying, yeah, there was a bit of feud on set, which I think, in a way, kind of works for their characters. It could have been designed, or I mean, just for Jim Carrey, kind of seems to really get into his characters, especially when he played Andy Warhol, I think. And I could see him maybe trying to irritate Tommy Lee Jones, because even though they team up in this movie, they very much do not like each other. They're kind of a means to an end. Grogu says, I do like the Batmobile. It's kind of cool. I like the flame in the back. Yeah, it is kind of wild. Should have lost her license for this. I mean, some could say she's the type of therapist you want. I don't know.
What kind of therapy is going on here?
Don't ask questions. Wusa.
Deep soul searching therapy.
Yeah.
Deep tissue.
He's getting
therapy.
in touch with the inner you.
You're out of touch.
The Dark Knight Rises. That's all I'm trying to say. This has gone too far. Wonder wife is going to watch it, so she's going to be like, why do you do this every time we watch this movie?
I mean, maybe there's something there, you know? The Batmobile goes into the cave.
How close does Gordon live to City Hall? Maybe he sleeps at the GCPD, you know? Who knows?
Yeah, that's a good question. He's like next door over. He's committed. He just wanted to get into his mind, Elon Musk style. Because this is after Jim Carrey did The Mask, right? Or before?
Was The Mask 98? Or no, Mask was 94.
Okay, yeah.
It would have been right after,
before.
yeah, because then the big blow up with that movie, yeah. Mark Hinman says, funny enough, the trailers for the movie reused Danny Elfman's music from Batman 89. Yeah, that is true. I mean, it was such an iconic theme, and they used it, obviously, in the Batman the Animated Series, that I think people recognized it. You know, it had become like the John Williams Superman theme, so iconic and recognizable. And then when people saw it, they're like, whoa, where's the Batman theme? Jim Carrey's on record? I'll have to look that up, because I've always thought they... Oh, wait. I think I do recall something. But didn't he also deny it? I don't know. I feel like Jim Carrey says two different sides of things. He's like Two-Face himself.
I do like that we're getting one villain origin tale instead two.
I cannot sanction your buffoonery. Yeah, I could see Tom Lee Jones saying that.
Oh, GNN. And then Batman comes out of nowhere.
I just looked Frank Gorshin. I just looked up Frank Gorshin and definitely can see the similarities. Yeah, they definitely there is a little homage to the Adam West series for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we got another Batman Beyond the Night.
What up?
Watch out. Someone's trying to take your place with Terry McGinnis saying, I love Batman line women. It's because it's the car, man. Chicks love the car, which is why one day I will have a Batmobile that I just drive my wife around. And she'll just shake my head, shake her head at me and go, why did I marry a nerd?
Hey, he's in this. I've seen him in other movies.
Guess the Batmobile's awesome. Well, even Jon Favreau is in this, bro.
Oh, dang.
And Jon Favreau, it could be a deleted scene or maybe something in the Schumacher cut. He actually makes a reference to Lex Luthor Corp. So they definitely were hinting at a much larger DC universe, with obviously Val Kilmer saying, oh, yeah, see on the far left, there's Jon Favreau.
Oh, Snapola. There he is.
Nice detective work, Gordon.
See, I kind of saw that this was the official companion to like Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve Superman. I felt.
Integrity, my man. It's good to see you,
Hey,
brother.
Integrity. Sorry, I got confused. I got this zoned into the movie, not confused. The logo is already really.
Thank you so much for confirming this, Terry McGinnis, because I was actually going to ask this, because when I heard it, I almost like my brain went immediately to someone being like, let's roll. I thought that was Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen, man, he's a goat. Super nice guy, too. I met him at Denver Fan Expo a couple of years back, had him sign an Optimus Prime poster for me and chatted with him a little bit about life and how his brother inspired him. Just super great dude. Love him.
Oh, yeah.
MB asks, is this the Schumacher cut? No, but if you know how you can get it, I will. I will definitely do a watch party. Guys, if
let
you,
me know. I'm
media,
on that.
Do hashtag release the Schumacher cut and tag us at _Bat channel. Want to see it?
Integrity has a message about it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, scroll on.
Okay. Brogan says, I need some popcorn. Get some popcorn. I told you it's going to be a movie theater experience.
This is one of the songs that's on the soundtrack playing in the background.
What's up, critic Chris? Saying, are we getting a physical copy of Schumacher Cup? I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. Obviously, from experience being a part of the DC fandom, the Snyder Cut eventually was released and also got a physical release. So I don't know what the dilemma is. I don't know if there's legalities that, to the Schumacher or Kilmer estate that they can't make this happen. From my understanding, for the few screenings that have happened at Kevin Smith's theater in New Jersey, and from what our friend who saw it in LA, it sounds like it's a finished product. So I don't know what the holdup is, but make your voices heard with hashtag release the Schumacher cut. Seriously, it's the only way
that's how you get it.
John, yeah, absolutely bad thing. Sorry, go ahead, Kojay.
No, I'm saying that. No, I'm a fan of director's cuts. I even have the director's cut to Cyborg called Slinger, and it has the best thing that they could give. They couldn't touch up any of the director's extended scenes, so you just get the raw, untouched up footage that survived, already inserted in the movie. So it just goes between. It's a little jarring, but when you get used to it, you actually get to experience the full version of what the director wanted. So I bring that up because it may not be perfect, but there's multiple ways to get the cut. It doesn't have to be completely finished, because even Donner's cut wasn't even completely finished. but they still gave it out. So I'm saying that there's no excuse to not release it, other than being lazy or petty.
It honestly is free money. There's such a large demand for it. The fact that Kevin Smith has really brought it to people's attention. You have producers like Goldsmith who are really bringing it to trying to get people's attention on it. Like there's literally no reason not to. I think you just gotta demand it, and it'll eventually happen. I love what Brad says. Your daughter's name is Diana. My daughter's name is Serenity. Beautiful name. Oh, dude. We apparently convinced our wives of our nerd. Well, it's good that Wonder Wife is a Wonder Woman fan. I do buy Wonder Woman comics for her when I go to the store and she reads them. So for her, I guess that was an easy sell. Me trying to convince her that when we have a son, to name him Bruce, that took some convincing, but I think I got it. So now I just need a son to call Bruce. I tried for Bruce Wayne. She said that went too far. Critic Chris says Metropolis was mentioned in the movie. Yes, and John Favreau in a deleted scene, if you look at some of the scripts for the early versions, his character does say something to the effect of that LexCorp bought out something. Integrity 101 says, I strongly suggest any fan of Batman Forever you do. Oh, I remember you quoting this on commenting on one of our posts about on this day, the 30 years anniversary of Batman Forever. I will definitely check this out because I have not heard about this. He says, I strongly suggest any fan of Batman Forever do a simple search of Batman Forever virtual work print. It'll pop right up. Download the link and watch the best version of Batman Forever that is currently available. Oh, so that makes me wonder, did someone add the man bat cave scene?
I used to see Snyder cuts or Snyder's cut where fans would take footage in or out or add stuff to Justice League to kind of get close to what we may have of Snyder Cut of what we knew. After it came out, totally different. So you can get so close until you get the real deal, Like even the Suicide Squad novelization of the movie of Studio Squad still had a lot of, in the first middle, a lot of Ayer's cut, but towards the end it was a little changed.
It's basically the closest to the Schumacher cut fans can get right now. You can all grab it in seconds, literally. I'll definitely have to watch it. I'm sure they added, for the few deleted scenes that we are, I don't know if they've been leaked or people just found on special features. But if they were able to incorporate some of those, that's really, really cool. And don't worry about repeating yourself, brother. I'm glad you're letting people know about it. Amen, Terry McGinnis. Yes, release the Schumacher cut.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. This is the part where they need to break into a musical now. They got this great circus.
I mean, they got all the workings for it. In fact, there's a Bollywood superhero movie called Krish. They redid this whole set and did a musical number, and then Krish comes in to save the day. So you kind of get that in Bollywood.
If nothing else, watch the first 20 minutes to see how they rearrange the opening of the film. The Batman Forever virtual work print restores the scenes to their proper chronology. That's cool. You and me hyped about this.
Ooh,
I love that they have the very classic Robin suits here.
Mm-hmm.
There's one continuity element that ties Burton and Schumacher's movies together. Gordon is completely not helpful in all four. Still love Pat Hingle, though. Hey, man,
Another symbol of the eye. Did you see that?
Oh, yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pat Hingle is not my favorite Gordon for sure. I think we've had some better ones.
I mean, you just love him because he's there from the other movies, but he doesn't stand out to me as Gordon at all. He's kind of like,
he's just very not
background.
Yeah, very background, very extra. He's a comical idiot, and that's not who James Gordon is at all. So kind of, from a comic book fan, it irritates the hell out of me.
No, I
But
feel
he is
you.
that actor that you've seen in 4 movies, and you're like, oh my god, he's back. Why? Yes, we do.
It's kind of like the Adam West Gordon, where he comes off as a fan of Batman.
Right. What are you chewing on? That looks delicious. Is that like a
Sato
beef?
snacks. This is a mango with tamarindo.
I dig it, dude. That's awesome.
I like it, George.
Val is a stud in that. Val is a good looking Bruce Wayne. He looks very classic. I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Quick or tweet.
I was kind of bothered Val Kilmer didn't dye his hair black because he had a black wig on for Willow. I don't know. I think that could have been cool.
Critic Chris says I prefer the 89 ending similar to Batman with Robin standing next to. Yes, there is. You can find those images on Google or really anywhere if you look at the Batman Forever ending where they're on a gargoyle, and it is a far. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the shot of them running, from the bat signal into the camera. But there is something. I mean, Batman our gargoyle is always epic. Is the Schumacher cut really all that different beyond Man Bat and more Two-Face? From what I've heard, Chemical, from people who have seen it, they're tonally it's different. It's a little darker. It's a little more aggressive. It does focus a little more on Bruce Wayne's tragedy. He has a stronger character arc rather than, Riddler being really the focus.
Oh, good point. Riddler is the focus.
So, without seeing it, I can't 100% tell you, but everyone who has seen it has said it is the far superior version of Batman Forever, which is not surprising. I do feel like, unfortunately, when these big movies, these big franchises, they're often made by committee. And when you get an artist director to come in and want to do their own thing with it, a lot of voices want to interject their thoughts, their opinions on what they think is going to make them overall money. And unfortunately, Warner Brothers has a long, long history of messing with DC movies, which is depressing. You think they would have learned.
No, because they don't see it as a film. They're looking
they see
at
it as a money machine.
The toys, the other things, and then they all have to be in sync. So they don't see the film standing equally on its own even. It's like one part of this whole sampler tray that they're trying to focus everything to be in sync to generate the same amount of money that they want.
Kevin Conroy said, release the Schumacher cut even. Hey, if the late, great Kevin Conroy says it.
Yep, who also loved Batfleck. Oh,
Gotham's Night. I dig it. Dig it, MB. Terry McGinnis says the Panther suit looks great in certain lighting. The cowl looks very, very good. I loved the Batcave design in Forever. That was one of the cool things, man, about the Tim Burton and the Joel Schumacher films. They really went crazy with the Batcave in it. And I do dig it. It definitely has a bit of that comic book, especially the Silver Age and Bronze Age kind of shtick going on with it. There's some good stuff to that. Oracle's Clock Tower is reminding you to smash that like and subscribe. I added that subscribe part. Sorry. Release the Schumacher. Release the Ferg. I'd buy a Superman 4 extended cut. Even as a child, I noticed things looked off in that movie. Yeah. Great point.
No, I'd buy it too. That's the first movie I saw in theaters. It's got a special place in my heart.
This is As a
Ooh.
Batman fan, I always love when Batman in movies or shows is really they really focus on the tortured part of him. Because I
Mm.
think that's what sets him up. I mean, so many people say, do we really need to see Bruce Wayne's parents die again? Do we really need to see these things? I always say yes, because it takes you to that place. Because this character, Batman, especially having that obsession on that time, that event of what happened to him, he
Mm-hmm.
can't let it go. And if
And
you're
it's playing
reminded,
back before him right here.
exactly, it's this heartbreaking thing where he's like, and he even says in the movie, like, I killed them. He blames himself for this moment. And that's such a heavy thing about Batman. That's why I love his character. He wears the weight of the world on his shoulder, and he's just a man trying to do something really beyond him, but somehow he makes it work. He never gives
Yeah.
up, you know. That's why, and this Batman having that compassion. I know it's the comic book story of Batman taking in this orphan child, which he's not exactly a child, but he's taking in this dude to help him because he understands. You know, he understands
Mm.
that he's going to have this rage that hopefully he can help heal him. Because in a way, if he
He
heals
got a
Dick
Robin on
Grayson,
his head.
yeah, if he
His
helps
helmet.
heal Dick Grayson, maybe in a way he'll help heal himself. And I love that. I love that about
Mm-hmm.
Batman. Yes, break into the Greatest Showman.
I'm guessing he's probably like 17 or something. The character's supposed to be, right? 16 or 17?
I don't know if they ever.
Because if
say
he's
what
18, he wouldn't
it is.
need all this foster care kind of stuff, you know?
I guess that's true. Yeah.
And he's like old enough, like kind of like senior high school kind of age, like the Ninja Turtles are, because they always say in their comics they're 15, 16, 17, but they're very like adult. So I think they're like seniors. Oh, Metropolis drop.
Boom. Returns are forever. Okay.
No, Returns for me.
Batman Returns for you. See, this is a part that's
Mhm.
silly. I would much prefer Batman Forever over Returns.
No, that's fair. They're
And I
both
get like
really
I'm
good.
probably I just to me Tim Burton has a shtick, right? And I understand why people love it. His style is just not often for me. Don't get me wrong, Batman 1989 is an incredible film and obviously reignited the Batman fandom and brought it to a darker place where the comics were.
I say serious, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Returns went a little nutty for me. To me, it was too much into this weird gothic aesthetic that just didn't work for me. You know, adding the supernatural element to Catwoman was kind of interesting. I did
Mm-hmm.
not like Danny DeVito's animalistic penguin. I mean, he was cool. I mean, it's definitely its own thing. It's very Tim Burton. And like, this is the part where I say people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, you're not a real Batman fan. You love Batman Returns." I do like Batman Returns. I love all the Batman movies. It's just when I look at all the films, it's not the first one I run to. I would run to Batman Forever before Returns.
No,
I would run to
that's
Batman Returns over Batman and Robin. Yeah.
Mm.
Even though I still love Batman and Robin, that was my first movie in theaters.
Hey, both our first movie experiences were DC.
Mm.
I think if they wanted to go for a lighter tone, they couldn't have Tim Burton because I think his reimagining of characters they didn't want to go through, and I think that's the same type of issue they give Zack Snyder because they feel he's reimagining stuff, and we argue that he's actually updating what has always been, you know?
Yeah. That was the best Bruce after Bill. Huh. That's tough. Who would you say is better as a Bruce Wayne, Bale or Kilmer?
Bale.
Interesting. Why?
Because I feel Kilmer is always Batman. He's just like in the animated series where he just changes his conduct, but he's still Batman with the mask or without the mask. I feel Christian Bale added 3 layers. He added the layer of who he is as a person before Batman, and then discovering himself as Batman, and then putting on a 3rd mask of how I want the world to see Bruce Wayne as. So we always saw him in like 3 layers of who he was. And in his most vulnerable, he was all of them in one. Like when Talia stabbed him, or when he has deep moments, it's like, I don't have to save you. So I feel like Bale was the more layered Bruce Wayne and Batman. Because I feel like
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, but
this is more like Ben Affleck would be like Kilmer, and that's cool too. Because it's like Batman is always prominent because he is always Batman with or without the cowl. He just
I think if I had to pick, because I love both, obviously, right? I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy is still the greatest Batman trilogy of all time.
The only
I would say Kilmer, for the reason that he is a more tortured Batman. I like that Bruce Wayne is the mask, that he is very much, and I think I would say the same about Bale, but I think where Bale didn't do it for me as Bruce Wayne, and I get it was part of his character arc though, is that he really controls his rage. He really controls his guilt about what happened to his parents. And while that is kind of true about most versions of Batman in the comic, I still get the sense in the comics Batman is still a very tortured soul. He is still very much haunted by what happened to him. And I would say Bale's Batman he's not haunted by what happened to him after the first movie. He's haunted that he loses Rachel in the second movie, and that transitions over to the 3rd movie. But it's not really about the thing that kicked him off from being Batman, which is the death of his parents. So that's why I would say Kilmer.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I like Bale as a Bruce Wayne. But overall, Batman, I don't like Bale as Bruce Wayne because he has to be tortured because he can't give up being Batman. Because if he gives up being Batman, he's no longer tortured. And Bale was ready to quit 2 times, in that movie or series. And that's kind of like disheartening as a Batman fan. That's why I don't like Bale as Batman. I like him, like his best swing was as Bruce Wayne, being all deep and all that. But he got over stuff too quickly to give up so easily, in my opinion, for Batman, what I'm used to. So he's supposed to always be tortured. So even though I compliment his layers, I like what you like about Batman, that this is like Ben Affleck Batman and Val Kilmer Batman because they're always tortured.
Yeah.
That's Batman to me. But just singly as like who did the best performances, Bruce Wayne, that's why I go to Christian Bale. But overall, I like Batman more than Bruce Wayne anyways.
That's fair. Integrity says the most interesting part about the Schumacher cut to me, as someone that watches that virtual work print, is the fact that Two-Face's dialogue is much less campy and silly. He did a lot of ADR, which that's really cool. I think that
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think that's someone who does really benefit from the Schumacher cut, from what I've heard. Like Integrity is also saying, is that Harvey Dent is a much darker character as well, which he should be. And I think that's what the Dark Knight trilogy was so great, is that he is a tragic character as well. This one kind of played it a little bit comical, like he's just a psycho with 2 different personalities, but very much Harvey is the psycho as well. So it's not really a two-face. It's just one has a scary face and one is
Yeah,
Harvey
yeah.
Dent, you know.
This is trippy. It's like, whoa.
Ooh. Yeah, so you just go wild.
So this is definitely Joel Schumacher's nod to climbing up the
Adam
building
West,
that
but what
Adam
if
West would
instead
do.
of they're climbing up the wall, they're
Because they
driving
shot
up
it the
wall?
same way. Even that music, the horns.
Yeah.
That's so Adam West. I like it. He's lucky there's no fire escapes up there. Oh my gosh. That was so Dick Tracy right there. Look at that.
The Flash film, yeah, with Tim Burton's Batcave. It was really cool to see that. Yeah.
What Batcave did they use?
It was the 1989 Batcave, where it is very much like kind of the animated Batman series, where it's like cliffs and very deep and yeah. It's hard to stick to director's cuts when you watch the theatrical version for many years. Yes, I can see where you say that. There's some things that just like the theatrical cut is how you remember certain things. But to me, director's cuts tend to have it's smoother in terms of a story arc. Yes, it probably is a longer film, but sometimes those hard cuts, those jumps can make a film feel really disorienting. And tonally, usually it's a tonal change. When the studios get involved, they're usually not on board with you tonally about your movie. Like in this case, this is clearly more campy. They want it to be very family friendly in a way.
Drew Barrymore?
It is Drew Barrymore, yeah. I mean, this is such a great, artistically, just a fun scene of Two-Face's brains and split personalities. I love it.
Maybe that's why he's so happy. He comes home to this every night.
I gotta be honest, I would go to the dark side because the boar that sounds far more delicious.
I'll be lights out here. I was like, Trey, dark side? What? Where's your Jedi?
Where's the Jedi you do?
Yeah.
Adam West staring him. Great point, critic. Oh, okay. So they said Dick Grayson is supposed to be around 16 or 17.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, when Chris O'Donnell filmed it, he was 24. But that's typical because even Grease Light, Grease the musical, just high schoolers. I think Danny Travolta was like 28.
It's a musical theater thing where it's just you have to act the age. I mean, look at Power Rangers.
Yeah,
all those people came in after puberty and everything and having kids. And they're in high school again.
Oh, Batman Forever was a huge success for Warner Brothers back in 1995. I remember Batmania was everywhere from merchandising to tie-ins to even McDonald's ads. Yeah, man, the glass cups that they had for Batman Forever. Yeah, those are so expensive if you try to get them off eBay now. Insane. Yeah, it's the biggest movie domestically of 1995. So that gives you an idea. Now, when you think about it, you're like, almost $400 million. I think it was like 385 million globally. That's nothing nowadays, but I'm sure if you did inflation, it looks a little better. But it's crazy to imagine that back then, almost $100 million budget film, 385 box office, like crazy. The expectations now are so much different. Turtle power. Hey, the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic crossovers are awesome.
Yeah, Batman crosses over with a lot of people. My favorite crossover still is him and Spawn. That was a work of art.
That was that was a solid Todd McFarlane. And
Yeah,
was that
yeah,
Todd
there
McFarlane
was-
and Scott Snyder?
Oh, I have to go back. I remember because they had two versions of it. I think they had one or a different cover where the cover was done by like a DC artist. But I had the one where it's all Todd McFarlane art. And that was great.
I think it was Greg Capullo. And
that
Todd
sounds
McFarlane.
more like it. I'm gonna look it up right now.
The Robins, Jason Todd after his origin. I'll take Batman. I'll take Returns, but Forever is a much more Batman-centric film than any of the first four. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Spawn and Batman was written by Frank Miller with art by Todd McFarlane. Bam.
Well, see, there you go. That's why it rocked, man. Frank Miller. I'm sorry, he's one of my faves.
Sure, he's one of my favorites too. I didn't know that, or I forgot. That's like one powerful combo. Now you think about it.
Yeah. Keaton's bat costume in Returns is my favorite. Not overly muscular or tactical like we'd see Bale's in The Dark Knight. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Yeah. Though I don't know. I do like when Batman looks a little imposing. Like when criminals see him, I feel like they should kind of shake and, maybe pee their pants a little bit. Which is why, and I know I get a lot of hate from the Bat community on this, but to me, he reminded me of the The Batman series. And
wait, which one?
Frank Miller's Batman, Batfleck.
He
was the Dark Knight Returns suit, and he was just bulky, and I feel like criminals would have peed themselves a little bit if they saw him. If he was coming your way, you were like, "Oh God, get out!"
No, it's great because I like that because I don't like how Frank Miller treated Superman. In his, he's very
his was.
But I get why he was doing that because Frank Miller is very political, and I appreciate that. But as a Superman fan, I was like, nah, it's a little too far. It's not. So when Snyder does like essentially his telling of Dark Knight Returns in a way, Frank Miller's style, I like how that story played out with Superman, Batman fighting each other in that Frank Miller way, but I feel Snyder gave more love and credibility to Superman as it should have turned out, in my opinion, for that. So I felt like Zack Snyder was Frank Miller, but better. No offense, Frank Miller. With handling the two characters, Batman and Superman. He has a freaking tiara on. That's hilarious.
Batman for yeah. I would say, Trey, you're not a real Batman fan for liking Batman and Robin. You have
no, that's harsh.
If you love Batman and have seen, it's one of those things like being a Godzilla fan as well. There is many different versions of Godzilla where it's funny, campy, where it's serious, where it's
some I don't even like, and I love Godzilla.
Yeah. Action, superhero. Batman and Robin was Adam West modernized. So I used to watch Adam West with my dad when they would do I think it was like TV Land was the channel reruns. I now own the DVD, but watching them, it was just watching the Adam West Batman again. And then you get Arnold Schwarzenegger with his one-liners. Greatest scene ever. Batfleck is still my favorite. Yeah, I know. I get hate for it, but he is. I mean, like I said, all the Batmans are great for their own reasons. And in terms of what you like in your styles, that's the great thing about the DC
it's
universe.
Very style.
There's a different version of those characters that fit your taste. My favorite comic of all time is Dark Knight Returns. It's no wonder why I would love Batfleck as Batman because that was that Batman. Batman Returns, hate confirmed, cancel. I don't hate it. Just think the giant penguins at the end that apparently been parenting penguins since he was little. Is a little weird.
Yeah, that's corny. I don't like that part. You're right. The problem with Batman Returns was it was for any type of finale it was building up to, it was very anticlimactic. We just got a bunch of explosions on a miniature thing, and then a bunch of speeches, and people died from the explosions.
Yeah, but you know what you do get is Christopher Walken being like, Selena Kyle, why are you dressed like Catwoman? And Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed like Batman?
He is Batman, you moron. Was.
I would always say, in a nutshell, Val was Bale before Bale. That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
I can see the mindset behind that. Which is why Christian Bale, when he auditioned for the role, he wore the Batman Forever suit.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, I'm behind in the chat. I gotta catch up. I apologize, guys. This is when you're watching the movie and having fun. Batman Returns is a Tim Burton movie with Batman in it. Yeah, that's
that's very fair. That's very fair.
Anyone has explained it better than this comment right here. This may be the greatest explanation.
Props to this comment. Let me move my camera. Yep.
Bravo, dude. And
that
for that
very
reason,
fair. That's true.
I'm gonna play you a little thank you because that is perfect. That's money right there. That's great, dude.
It's like she just moved to Gotham and she's kind of lazy with any work at home. Like me, it's like takes forever to unpack. Like her couches have all these sheets over her. Or where's her room being painted like that all this time?
Dark Knight Rises didn't age well. Do explain that one, Batman Slots, because I still love Dark Knight Rises.
Oh,
it's definitely more outlandish than the others, but to me, one of the hardest things to do is conclude a character. You know, like end it.
Yeah,
and I thought
at some parts I felt it was too all over the place because I was like, all right, is this Batman Catechism or is this like, you know, breaking Batman's back? But he kind of juggled a bit.
Yeah, Nightfall. It definitely had a lot of influences for sure.
I just didn't like how a whole bunch of people were all of a sudden able to figure out who, like the kids in the orphanage were like, we know it's you, you're Batman.
I knew the moment I saw your face, I knew exactly who you were.
I was like, this is a little too much. Oh, she has the thing for Batman. Look at that.
That's why the college humor Batman's hilarious. But everyone's
like, yeah.
What? No. Funny thing about Affleck is you can easily argue he's the best BVS and worst JL-17 live action Batman. Which, not his fault. That was definitely Whedon. I don't even want to talk about it. Batman Begins was my favorite in the trilogy. Batman Begins, which turned 20 years yesterday.
Oh yes, I love that movie.
Yeah, man, it's a kick-ass film. I still think the solo Batman movie, probably the best.
Yes, I like solo Batman, honestly. So,
but I have a feeling the Schumacher cut could change that about Batman Forever. I think it could.
We shall see. We should see. We must see. Release the Schumacher cut. Release the Schumacher cut.
And release it in theaters. Don't do the Max thing. Don't do streaming.
Or do it all. Give us something.
Yeah, I can understand that integrity. When I rewatch, that's why I think Batman Begins is one of the best films because yes, the fighting in the other scenes don't age well in Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. But with the first movie, Christopher Nolan filmed it in such a way where it's supposed to feel very chaotic because that was Batman's tactics. He was meant to throw you off, to make you kind of dazed, confused, and they really used that sporadic camera action to make you feel like one of the villains getting your ass kicked. And I think that was brilliant. And in the other movies, it's a little single shot. See a little bit too much Christian Bale trying to do some fighting choreography, and it's not as, you have a hard time believing he was trained by the League of Shadows.
This song is track 8 on the soundtrack. McDonald's logo.
Dude stole the Batmobile, and the first thing he wants to do is pick up ladies.
And they're playing Brandy's song, which is track 3 on the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, that's why I say live action. If we're talking about the greatest, like, incarnation of Batman, the animated series with Kevin Conroy is phenomenal.
Yes. That's peak Batman to me.
The more time passes, the more obvious it's that Bale's Bat voice kind of sucks. What? No. It's only because I smoke 30 packs of cigarettes every day.
My middle name is Marlboro.
That's hurtful. Christian Bale
Oh,
worked
look.
hard.
Batman's voice. Who the hell are you?
Who are you? Batman. No, you're not. Yeah, that's
Beat
It's
you with
not
my glow stick.
I think there is a little bit more additional scenes. I did hear there's a different opening with Two-Face, if I recall, in Arkham Asylum, something like that.
Lucha Libre.
But I did hear it's mostly different dialogues. Less
That
comical, more serious.
Yeah. Tone, dialogue, scenes, pacing, all of this really changes the story. If you don't care about that stuff, probably may not notice.
I agree. Yeah. Gotham and Schumacher's movies does remind me of the Dick Tracy. Oh, yeah, man. Great.
Oh, we said that earlier.
Mark. Yeah.
When the car's going up, it was like, look, all this is very Dick Tracy. With the
totally
heightened
missed
colors
that,
in the background.
Yeah.
This is a really kind of PG way to show a gang, but at the same time, this does look like that neo-punk type of gangs that you do see in the Dark Knight Returns. You know?
It is, I mean, there is something kind of cool about it too. Like all these like glow in the dark black, like the amount of effort that goes into this game is impressive. When you think of great teamwork and collaboration, this almost makes it look like games are not such a bad thing. You know, it teaches you team efforts, you know, creativity. I'm just messing.
I like his Batman voice. It's just him, but it's so it's good.
Corey.
Super Bro Corey, what up, man?
Tell mom I said hello. Happy birthday. I'll call her after this.
The lighting in this movie is great, I have to say. The DP did a great job. And they do my favorite thing, which is cast shadows on faces. Usually they light up stuff, but Judge Schumacher and his team are not afraid to have shadows in a Batman movie, and I think that's great. Good lighting is how you use shadows, not get rid of them. Please, people, remember that. And this does it very well, in my opinion. It's also very old school, you know, like black and white films, noir films. They would use shadows to highlight certain features of a character or blur the screen. You know, it's very poetic to me. I love seeing it. So this movie's killing it with that.
Batman Returns was $266 million. Batman Forever was $336 box office. Okay.
Thank you.
Batman 89 was 411. Thank you, Integrity. I appreciate that. At least you doing some research.
I love having integrity around the whole chat. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, Dan. I saw the
for the
chat.
Batman Spawn. And then my boy Brad Davis coming in saying, "Chat GPT, the benefits of AI." Tells me with inflation, it's close to $700 million worldwide. Okay.
I mean, a fast way to get information, maybe.
Right? Did Batman ever fight Predator? He did. That is a great comic run before Predator, now owned by Disney. I think that was a Dark Horse comic crossover.
That was a Dark Horse comic crossover that came out after Superman
Alien
Doomsday.
versus Predator, right?
Yeah, but also came out comic book wise after Superman Doomsday, after Superman died.
I'd be down if they ever wanted to do an animated movie of that.
Of what? Predator versus Batman?
Yeah.
It probably will never
happen. Well, at least
I mean, we got Ninja Turtles and Batman, the animated movie. Come on.
That's true.
Come on. We could do it. If it were Batman as a cash grab, people would be like, I would do that. Drew Barrymore, get more camera time. More screen time.
Oh, God.
Look at her glasses. Look at that lady. It's like Mothra glasses. How's my mole?
With Affleck, Keaton, and Pattinson now having films after the Bale era, does anyone think the entire Nolan trilogy is not aging all that well? I saw the films every weekend, but I rarely rewatch. I rewatch them every year. Anytime I always treat September as Batman month because of Batman Day, and I rewatch all the Batman movies. So I still get a ton of joy.
All of them?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I go from the Adam West all the way to I do rewatch
live
the
action,
Robert
right?
Pattinson one. Yeah, live action. Well, sometimes I'll add some of the animated ones, like Massacre of Phantasm is one of the greatest Batman movies ever.
What about Under the Red Hood? For me, that one beats Mask of Phantasm.
I was so
love
hoping
Under Red Hood.
when they found when Batman v Superman did Robin was murdered by Joker. I was hoping to God, even though I know technically Zach said it was Dick Grayson.
You can still do the same story.
You could still do it.
Because he still did the same story with like Frank Miller's Return.
Which is partly why I was so excited for the Snyderverse, because I really thought they were going down that road with Batman, and at some point I was going to get a live action Red Hood. I was ready for it.
Me too.
I know Titans did it, but I thought Titans did not do a good job with it.
No, Titans is. Oh, they had great moments, but they also had a lot of time where they dropped the ball. I think
I agree. It was
producers got their hands in the story by season 2.
Yeah, there's so much great setups that they would. The show always let me down. That's what I hated about Titans.
Titans season 1 was peak. They had they should have just ended.
Yeah. Whatever says I love Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. There's nothing wrong with that. I would say if you love a Batman
those two movies go together very well.
Yeah. If you dislike a Batman movie, it doesn't mean you're not a Batman fan. If you like a Batman movie that maybe not other people like, it doesn't mean that you're a fake Batman fan.
No, I would say this. I say this to people who didn't like Man of Steel too. I would never not call them a Superman fan because the reasons they don't like Man of Steel would be the same reasons I don't like the new Diaper Man coming out, because I love Superman so much. I can't stand to see him taking narrative in a different way. So I understand if people don't like, my style of Superman because they are that much of a fan to go that far to not like it. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing the same thing. And I think that's fair.
Yeah. It's just like, how
it's taste,
my father gives me shit for liking Ben Affleck's Batman because he's like, Adam West is the greatest Batman.
See, there you go.
Taste. It's an argument every time. It's like, Dad, Adam West wasn't a comic book Batman. And he always does like, yeah, but he made Batman great for a larger audience. And I'm like, there's a lot of truth to that. And that's not me saying I hate Adam West's Batman. I think
No, he did good
so
for
important.
popularity, but anything can do anything for popularity.
Exactly. Yeah. Uma Thurman was good as Poison Ivy. She was definitely fun to look at in Batman and Robin. My favorite is the Killing Joke for the animated movie or the comics. I love the animated movie if they remove the first 30 minutes.
Remove Batgirl. Keep Barbara Gordon, but remove Batgirl.
Yes,
that movie's great.
Batman sleeping with.
No, I never got so bothered in my life from DC than that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Justice League. It's like both.
Thank you so much, Integrity. I appreciate that. You know, that's the thing about cowbells. They're very good. Batman Forever is a much superior film to Batman Robin. That said, without that, it wouldn't have gotten the Dark Knight trilogy, so I can appreciate. I think there's some truth to that. I think Batman and Robin told Warner Brothers that they had to do something completely different. And when you hear Christopher Nolan talk about Batman Begins, the studio fought him all the way through Batman Begins. They're like, is this smart? Do we really go down this dark, grounded story? There was a lot of teeth pulling.
Oh,
thank God they stuck with that, because I do think the dark, grounded storytelling was what DC could slam dunk their.
Yeah, it keeps them different. It's
Yeah.
also, I mean,
it wasn't the Marvel formula, you know.
Yeah, it can't be Marvel formula, because I feel like DC has a rich history of being sociological, psychological, mythical, and also over the top entertaining. But a real visionary director can tell that story, not a committee, because they don't get that. They don't have those layers. They have like graphs and numbers and business meetings and overpriced bagels at lunch. I don't know.
I do love Tom Hardy's Bane too, even though he's not like very comic book accurate.
He's a different
very
Bane.
Cool take, a very cool take on the character.
I called him Shane.
We are. What our Who doesn't love crab face? Hard to explain the Dark Knight Rises issue in chat. Honestly, John Blake, I didn't like. Oh, I did like John Blake. I thought it was a clever way of like holding on to a secret that yes, you were probably like, this dude feels like Robin. And I get it. It was like, you could use your real name. Robin was kind of like a cop out, but at the same time, I kind of was like, oh, that's a cool way to keep it a secret long enough, I didn't mind it. It took Bruce Wayne too long to become Batman twice. His back was broken. What is this supposed to do, Batman? Just go out there and like, wait, Bane.
Yeah, I know some wrestlers who had some broken back issues. It takes a while, man. It takes a while.
Give him a break. He came back when he was needed. Batman Beyond movie, do it. The fact that I will agree with this. The plan, if the Flash movie was more of a box office success, was to do a Batman Beyond movie at some point. And
oh, look at this. This is cool. I love this shot.
Oh, that is a great shot.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
But of course, Warner Brothers dropped the ball. At the end of the Dark Knight trilogy, why didn't they blame Two-Face's killings on the Joker? Because the Joker is just a mad dog who was let off a leash. I agree. Integrity. No, you're not the only one, Integrity. Yeah. Mr. Freeze. The
feelings got to cool down.
Ledger or Hamill? Oh, they're both. Oh, see this shot right here. I love with the Batman and flames in the back. Classic Batman. Maybe Christian Bale got a lot from Val Kilmer. He has a mouth open going,
that was hot.
Who would you say, Kojay, Ledger or Mark Hamill for Joker?
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Hands down. Ledger was brilliant. But his look took a lot from Kakihara, which is Ichi the Killer, a Japanese comic book movie. It was very dark and stuff. And he talked like Tom Waits in an interview. Like Ledger brought a different character that was inspired by many different things. Hamill, I think he found who he was in Joker to bring so much life and soul into the character. So I think he shined as Joker more, whereas Ledger was very brilliant in performance, but it was like a Elseworld Joker, which was cool, but not Joker Prime, you know? So that's why I give it to Hamill.
Batman, while we're discussing this, because I know you know what to look for. Can you see how the release the Schumacher cut is doing on Twitter, trending wise? You wouldn't mind, good sir? I'd appreciate it. If I had to pick, you brought up some great points, Kojay. I'm torn because they're two very different Jokers. I think Heath Ledger showed a wild, different take that no one has ever really seen before, at least not until the Scott Snyder run with Death of the Family, I think it was, for kind of the around, was that around New 52? I think it was around New 52. And it's, to this day, I think it's one of the best revamps of a character, that reiteration, you know, that you've never seen before. It's brilliant. Like, he deserved an Oscar. But Hamill was just so iconic. And in terms of, if you love the comics and, you know, especially a lot of the older ones, he is a bit of a...
Oh, look at her. Knights in white satin.
Poor Batman shows up. He's ready to get it on.
Again, look at the lighting with the... Like, it's like the tapestry or whatever that's bleeding through, almost like water reflection. He's killing it. He knows how to light these to make it feel like timeless, like a
I totally agree. And I especially love just cinematically how she, I know this is kind of weird, right? It's if you're just watching as a fan, like, oh, it's just a sexy scene, and it is, but the way she gets
so avant-garde,
like her blanket kind of comes up like Batman's cape in a way. It's just that smooth.
Oh yeah, she's a Batman fan. She said my place. She was ready, you know. She dressed like that on purpose. This wasn't Thursday night, you know.
You know, and she wasn't really sleeping. She just had her eyes closed, kind of that slight peeking, like you're waiting for your parents to go.
No, the top eye was closed. The one that we couldn't see was open. She's like, "Where is he? Where is he?"
Like coming right by the window. She's like, "Damn, about time." You kept me waiting for 4 hours. She's like, that's why I'm no longer in the mood. I'm in love with
like,
someone else.
Oh my gosh, I like someone else. I'm changing my mind. It's like,
yeah. And can you blame that man? He was just like thrown in a whole bunch of dirt. He was, you know, trying to be burned alive. He wanted to go home, take a shower. He's really sealed into juices with his suit that day. he didn't want to be smelly for her. She couldn't wait.
Yeah, he banged it up and everything.
I understand. He smiles, but deep down he's crying inside. He's like,
no, he's happy. He's like, hey, she likes me for the Bruce Wayne. She likes me under the cowl.
At least she didn't like going. I'm like, actually, I like the young bull, Chris O'Donnell, you know, Dick Grayson.
Yeah, I mean, if she really liked Batman, how is this going to work out? She's like, keep everything on. How do I know everything on? Wait, huh?
He's like,
I love Batman.
Like, and with this type of, you know, suit,
yeah, it's like,
no zippers. Then, you know, he would have had to have a whole team. He would have been like, can you help me? And over here, I can't turn my neck.
Yeah. It's like,
she's like, what do you kept it on?
Do I got to use a batarang in the, wait, what? You know, it's like,
Jesus.
What's going on here, man? It's like, it's good thing that she did start liking Bruce Wayne.
She's starting, you know, to take some of her words back and be like, you know what? I'm no longer a fan of black rubber.
Oh, It's like I looked at your mask and I thought you were just whiny.
Search Batman and Robin Deep Freeze. Someone actually salvaged that movie. It's black and white, new score, no Bane, in 80 minutes. Pretty cool. Titans, the Batman show without Batman, or not a very good Batman, at least. Will Jason Todd ever be Batman? Wasn't there a storyline?
No, he tried. There was Battle for the Cowl.
Yeah.
And he did try. He had like a skull thing, but
that's right.
Nightwing put him in his place real fast. I love that series, by the way. I was like, whoa, what are people doing after Batman's like out, you know? So
you know
that was a good read.
That makes me so happy that you say this. Too much. The DC fandom has gotten very toxic and I think it's just so many people have different thoughts about the direction of where to go, and obviously people are hurt with what happened with the DCU, and I completely understand that, being someone that loved the DCU, and I think there's still a place for it to come back, and maybe for whatever Gunn's gonna do with this. I think a lot of people can have a slice of the pie, but unfortunately I think there's mistrust with Warner Brothers because they failed time and time again. And the fact that even Spaceballs made fun of it for like DC Universe attempt number 1, DC Universe attempt number 2. Yeah. I think just goes to show what the general audience thinks, even with the new DC Universe, as like, okay, good luck. You know.
But as fans, we gotta remember these characters have been here for a long time, since the 30s, late 30s, right? Well, many of the greats. So it's like these characters have been through so many stories, so many iterations, so many looks, so many sagas, so many decades. And we, looking back, look how many movies of our heroes that we love that we have. Like, we're pretty wealthy. So I think if you don't like Diaper Man like me, that's fine. If you love it, good for you. You don't like My Man of Steel, I won't say good for you, but that's you. You do you, but it's great for me. Like, I think we could draw the line at conduct, because if we really give a crap about these heroes, why are we not treating other human beings like the heroes do? Why do we have a problem with someone having a different opinion, and we can't just accept that? And we have to go and be villains and bully, cyberbully, talk nasty stuff, threaten people. Like, that's too far, yo. It's like, if you're going to do that, you're not looking at the heroes for what they stand for. You're looking at them sexually for how they please you. And that's too far. We really got to really like these characters and treat each other better. Otherwise, we're not liking these characters for anything that they stand for, anything they could give us. It's just really like a perversion. And I'm sick of it. Like, we should be better. No, you can hate a version. That's fine. I'm down. I have a couple. Or several. Just we're
still watching a movie. It's you see it's on the back.
So yeah, it's
I have it on another screen.
We can talk heavy stuff. Oh, sorry.
Match us because we're about an hour and 28 minutes into it.
Yeah, 33 minutes and 22 seconds to go. But yeah, like politics. It's like politics isn't a bad thing to talk about. Conduct and going too far, that's something we cannot do. Same with superheroes, I think.
It's a great point, Critic Chris. Yep. Blade is still I watched Blade last week, and it's still fire. The first one.
Oh, I love Blade.
Still so good.
Ooh. Now, character-wise, I like Blade more than Batman. No offense, bro.
Yeah.
Vigilante-wise, Blade is my boy. I love Blade.
I would have loved to have seen what the Dark Knight Rises would have been with Ledger. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they didn't, recast him. They're like, all right, let them have that, and let's carry forth. It'd be interesting dynamic what he would have done with all that chaos.
True. I think it would have been. I think the problem is Christian Bale said it best, right? Like the villains ended up becoming bigger than Batman in that trilogy, and
that's where it fell into more the Tim Burton curse kind of thing. Because that's why probably like Begins, because Batman's still the number one in though.
Agreed. Yeah. I think with Ledger, if he would have showed up in Dark Knight Rises, he kind of was stolen the show. And I'm not sure how it would have looked, but it's an interesting what if situation. Say what you will about Jim Carrey, but he had fun with this movie, and it was a pinnacle of his great 90s career. No, I mean, like you said, he plays very much a Frank Gorshin type of
Look
Riddler.
at all this. Oh, this is beautiful.
A little more psychotic, evil, but still a great version. Thank you so much, Batman. He says Batman Forever is trending at almost 3,200 posts. Okay.
Nice.
Great. We need and 3,530 posts for release the Schumacher cut. Awesome. Let's get that to 10K if we can. That'd be awesome.
Woo-hoo.
Keep. That's the way you're going to get it. Is you got to make your voices heard. Make the demand. Hopefully they supply.
Back in my father's day and age, and they had to write letters to the studios. We're in an age of communication explosion with the internet and everything. It's like, make your voices heard. It's a lot easier than writing a letter, paying postage, hoping they get it, do it again. You have no idea if it did any great or well. So,
and see, I do like this. We finally get a, I feel like Spider-Man 2 kind of played off this when she remember Spider-Man 1 at the end when she kind of recognizes the kiss.
Yeah.
At least she's not quick a tweet.
I mean, Val Kilmer and Nicole Kidman, when they're breathing heavily in each other, they both have those lips where their lips aren't fully closed and they look like, they're similar, like something's going to happen. It's like he casted them for some heat, bro.
Yeah. Take everything off but the mask. I love how Marvel and DC fans act like they're Crips and Bloods. It's all the same thing.
I've seen some of these thanks to the scenario conventions and some actual comic conventions. I've seen people who I don't like online, and I'm like, oh wow, this is way bigger than what it actually is. No offense.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too, integrity. You don't even need to own comics to declare yourself I'm a true Batman fan. As long as you enjoy, love the character. There's give me different iterations, just like the comics. For God's sakes, we got Absolute Batman, which is an extremely different take on the character.
Extremely.
But it's a cool take too. Now, would I want that for my live action Batman? I don't think he would be my favorite.
Jackie Chan right there.
Yeah, but he's still cool. There's something for everybody.
Yeah,
but you're still on this Halloween movie in June. Come on, man. Man of Steel's good. Hey, like Kojay even said, I'm one of those people that don't get me wrong. I loved Richard Donner's Superman. That's what I grew up watching. Obviously, when I was born in the 90s, but that was the movie my dad would show me for Superman. And I wasn't a huge fan of Superman Returns, but it was very much a Christopher Reeve Superman. But Batman was the best. Superman wasn't even close. They were in the same conversation for me. It wasn't until Man of Steel that I was like, oh, whoa. Now this character is actually interesting. I'm down with it. I like this. I get it. It wasn't for everybody. But for me,
I was a Superman hater for a while. One of my friends said, why don't you read some of these comics to get to know him? He's not really what you're not. It's like I was not liking him for a character type that wasn't really him all the time. So when I got to follow up on Superman, it was 2007. I was like, whoa, this character's cool. And then by the time I caught up to liking Superman, there was this is one of my top guys. It was 2011. DCUO came out and a whole bunch of other stuff. I was catching up on all the animated movies to the point where I was like, all right, I know exactly what I want Superman to be. I want to be like DBZ action. I want to have a Star Wars sci-fi budget approach, and I want to take it seriously, but with a lot of heart. And personally, Zack Snyder delivered that 97% perfect with Man of Steel. That's why that's my jam. It's like, I don't know. I felt it came out at the right time of where the character has matured, and I just feel we're going backwards sometimes.
Okay, we got to address this. Bad Dan Sot says, okay, Trey, you're all about respecting different opinions, but you give me a hard time for loving Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. That's because that movie was meant to be a freaking parody of a beloved franchise. It was meant to take that franchise and just say, I'm going to turn it into a serial killer because screw you. It was literally made with hate. Not because you love the character, because it was made with, let me take it now that it's, you know, what's the term? It's open IP.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Public domain.
Public domain, thank you. It's public domain IP. So let me take this childhood theme and destroy it and ruin it. It was not made with love. It was made with hate. And Yuki, I don't blame you for liking it. Seems like something you would love. But to me, I can't. It was not made with good intentions.
And like you just did right now, you said why you don't like it, and you did not insult our boy Batman. That's how we should do it. Respect each other's, things.
I do love you though. I do judge you.
Yeah, nothing but love.
Smidgen. Because you tell me some other movies are better than or worse than that movie that are like, bro. I love you, Batman. I respect a lot of your opinions, but that one I question.
Hey, that's how we are, yo. I have a friend who's like, we see eye to eye on everything, but a few things I'm like, why? We can't ever go over that. A few points it seemed like we had hated discussions where we break our friendship. It was like, all right, this is going too far. Let's tone it down. I love you, man. But why? And then we keep it at that.
Yeah.
Man, look at that jacket.
My favorite.
That's before Jericho.
Flick. I like what you did there, Mark. I see what you did there, and it was cool. Because seeing all that ice keeps me cool in this hot June. All right, prepare yourself. It is a freeze. It's coming. Okay, the Iceman coming.
Oh, they painted the logo green.
They made it a very good movie, and partly it's one of my favorite movies because they do a certain thing with one-liners, and I love one-liners, and that's why it's the best movie. Come on.
I love one-liners. They're easy to remember.
You do the Ice Mobile.
Yeah. I can only read that to as a fortune cookie.
Joe Schumacher.
Look at those D&D like figurines. Those are kind of cool. Oh, they're the cutouts.
There was nothing about it that stayed true to the character. That was my issue. Nothing. You can say, the origin story is somewhat true. But never, ever was Winnie the Pooh intended to be a serial killer. It was a child's character. It literally took.
But to some people, they probably find the brilliance in that U-turn of the character, and that makes them.
To me, at that point, just make your own character. That's why
I agree. What if it was like its own character that sliced up, like Five Nights at Freddy's? They didn't really do Chuck E. Cheese. They did their own version of like an evil Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, isn't that Five Nights at Freddy's, something like that? Yeah. Well, ass shot.
Oh, the booty! Oh, it has a zipper.
This suit is fire.
I mean, it looks like he can poop if he needs to.
Functionalities of the suit, that's what makes it really great.
There you go, Man, look at the bat wing. Oh, that is nice. I like that's hanging upside down. How do you get in it, though? That's tricky.
That's funny.
Wow.
Tonight we need
it's like crotch level is just bulging out there.
Musicals, would you agree? No.
Who's a musical?
But still much love, Trey. I appreciate it. And I love you too, man. Like, enjoy your Winnie the Pooh blend, honey. I appreciate you for showing it. Like I said, the director, clearly a brilliant mind for horror movies. He got the technique. He knows what makes a good horror movie. You should just make a new character though. When you take a beloved childhood character that has nothing to do with being a serial killer, made with hate. That man's in the public domain soon. Yeah. Keep the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey director far away from it, please.
Look at this stuff.
This is what I'm talking about. Batman, you're trying to trigger me. You can't honestly say Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 is a better film than Godzilla.
Oh, God bless you, Batman. Dude, these shots are sick. Look at this. This is like a freaking Star Tours ride.
Stop it. Get some help.
Love you, Batman. I know you and I are always busting each other's balls. It's funny. This is another scene that I just love. You got Batman bursting through, and he thinks from like a mile up in the sky that James Gordon can see that. Thumbs up, bro.
All right.
Which he's trying to tell you guys to smash that like and help us get to 10,000 subscribers so we can get back to doing charity streams again.
Let's go.
Listen to the late, great Val Kilmer.
Yes.
I appreciate you, Socks. It's good to see you, dude. Glad to see that you're doing content again. Like our boy Batman's Thoughts, who does content. He does talk about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. If that's your shtick, he's the man for you. He also does some shows with our boy Socks about Marvel stuff. They're Marvel lovers. Because they're marvelous.
All right. Battleship is Milton Bradley. What did they have like this game for? Hold on. Like this whole you sunk my battleship joke.
I agree, MB. And Forever has a great soundtrack. It's phenomenal. Bitcoin. What? As Robin ends up being used. It's his first day on the job. Did you expect him to be crime fighting and whooping up these criminals? He's 17. Give the kid a break.
If anything, he installed people from attacking Batman.
That's true. He took the distraction away, which is different from the comics when Batman wears rainbow colors to take the distraction off of an injured Robin. But we'll take it. I don't think so, MB. I don't think Tommy Lee Jones was a bad Two-Face. I think he played the role the way he was directed,
or like the Two-Face we should have got with the Adam West show. That's what he would have been like.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
my favorite iteration of the character. No, but I think he's good. It's Tommy Lee Jones. I love that actor, especially in Men in Black and all the other films he's done. Hurry up, Batman. Get back.
If you play this character in Men in Black, but like an evil version, I think that would be perfect for his Two-Face.
Imagine trying to swim with that, man, with a cape just dragging you back.
Ooh. Also, all that gear that would weigh you down.
Oh, yeah, man. Game begins.
Now, I was kind of disappointed with this ending. I thought they would be going through the fortress like the Running Man, like there would be all these traps and enemies popping out. It'd be a lot of action.
Now, that is a cheesy scene right there, but when they did it, I loved it.
I didn't mind it.
I thought
Batman didn't get his jokes yet. He's like, "Wait, what?
What?" And I just
it's like me with
oh,
it's like me with all these new terms kids come up with. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, I have to go on Urban Dictionary? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I can see where you say that, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Walked into a truck.
You know what I also love about this particular suit? The cowl. I love how it has the extra little edge to it. It's kind of adds a little bit of a kind of an aggressiveness to it.
Yeah, and also there's this high-tech little futuristic alien design to it too, in a weird way. What was the name of his brother? There you go. Robin beat up Two-Face for a bit.
Yeah. He just also tries to save his life. Which
yeah,
shows the character arc that he did, you know.
He learned.
He learned from Batman.
Mm-hmm.
It was a partnership. Kiss me, I'm killing. Bono. Well, I mean, that'd be unfair if I commented on this socks. Clearly, you know who I'm voting for. That's true.
There you go.
MB with all the questions of was this person good? Was Chris O'Donnell a good Robin? I think he fit.
No, I think he would be a good Tim Drake Robin. For Dick Grayson, I didn't get that. Whoa. No, that's a good shot. That is cool. Looks like that's where the party's at.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of party, look who's sparkly.
That. I enjoyed Chris O'Donnell's Robin, though. I think
I do too.
Especially where they were potentially taking him to be Nightwing, I thought was a really cool.
Yeah, because in Batman Robin, his outfit was like a red Nightwing outfit, huh?
Yeah. So I kind of hoped they were getting there with it. So I think he didn't have enough time to develop his character, but he was very interesting. Mark asked, "Did you guys play the Batman Forever video game back in the day?" I think that was that Nintendo? Yeah, or was it the Game Boy one? I seem to recall it. There, like at the end, there was like a big boss battle that would, like Riddler got really, really swolly, really big. Or was that it wasn't a Mortal Kombat one? It was kind of like player v player. I can't recall.
I don't remember any. I didn't get in the Batman Forever game, so I was playing the
I was
Batman
probably
Returns
too young to play at the time because I would have been 1 when this movie came out.
Oh Lord!
How old was you? Were you a teenager? Kojay?
It is 1995. It was around that summer, so I was 15.
Sweet, dude. So yeah, you were right into the hype of it.
Oh yeah, I remember all this. I saw this movie like 2 or 3 times in theater.
Definitely, Mark. Did you play it? Did you play Batman Forever, the video game? If so, tell us about it. I think the first Batman. I know I played the Batman and Robin game on. I think that would have been PlayStation. And then there was a couple animated Batman, the series video games I played, and then Batman Begins. And then, of course, the Arkham trilogy, which is, well, even Arkham Origins, some of the greatest Batman games ever.
Tommy Lee Jones in the background just being whatever.
Mm.
So wait, are they all dropping down the same hole or different ones?
2 different holes.
Hmm. Now this is something Two-Face should be having this speech, honestly. Because he's always making Batman make 2 decisions.
It's a great point, yeah.
Sometimes I feel these writers or directors give lines to a different person, or sometimes some actors are like, "Hey, I need more lines." So who knows? Or producer thinks so.
Yeah, but though I think Riddler does kind of work here with him leading this grand scheme.
Oh, he's making it work. Yeah.
There's this idea of just like, riddle me this: who are you truly? Are you Bruce or are you Batman? And I think the answer that he comes out to him at the end.
Oh, this is good dialogue too.
Both, you know.
Exactly.
I agree, Terry McGinnis. The suit is one of the best. Exactly.
Here's where the ending is like Batman Returns. It's just a bunch of explosion after some speeches.
Sergeant Guillotina says, I enjoyed watching this movie. Also, Chris O'Donnell mentioned about being a good Tim Drake earlier tonight, too. On Instagram? I'll have to look it up.
Hey, what people thinking?
It does.
Oh, see, they're both going through the same one.
Xbox. Should
almost hear the thing open.
Wow. Classic Xbox, my man. Arkham City is still a great game. Yeah, man. I know this is another one I get hate on.
Why do you get all this hate?
I like Arkham Knight the best just because I love being able to drive the Batmobile around.
No, I'm with you there. I like Arkham Knight the best because that's where you could do the whole game in the Batflex skin.
All of it, man. Oh, yeah, that's great too.
Yeah, when they give me the new suit in the game, I just switch back to Batflex.
Like, yeah. You and I do the same stuff, man. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I need to finish that gameplay series. I was doing that for a while.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
I'm doing one where I'm just editing all the good stuff together.
I've played the entire run from, and I do it in order of Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, in terms of chronologically.
Oh, nice. That's a good experience.
When the game takes place. Always been a good friend.
Which one is it? No, my decisions. All right, did Batman kill him, you think, or did he?
I don't know. How would that work at the court of law?
Like Batman's like, I didn't kill him. Death killed him.
I do love that scene too. Up. The fact that it ends on the head, like that's a cool way for Harvey Dent to go out. I don't know. I think in the court of law, he probably could be blamed for that murder.
Oh yeah,
for that death. I think. I don't know. I'll have to ask my friend who's
I actually want to know.
Law school. what he would say. Probably could win that. Mark says, I did play it recently. It used the more. Okay, now I do recall this. I may have played it once, but it'd be cool to play it again. I'll have to see if I can find it. I bet it costs a buttload. See, both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Because I have to be. No. Because I choose to be.
Dun dun.
I also love this. I still to this day question what happens here. Like, what does Batman do to him here?
I think he cuffs him. I think
He
he just
cuffs
trips
him and
out.
he just hallucinates that it's a real monstrous bat coming at him.
I think so. Because the light's right behind him and he comes closer, so he probably tripped out when he's Because some of my buddies, they say sometimes when they're logging people, they're already on something and they don't know what's going on. Who's that scientist? He looks very interesting. He looks like he could be a villain, you know?
Yeah. No, I do love the Arkhamverse games, man. I've played them like 3 or 4 times. I love them to death. I love Origins. I think some of the fighting in Origins with the Deathstroke fight sequence is epic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were going to get that with a certain movie that was supposed to come out, but Warner Brothers dropped the ball.
Oh, the plot sounds so awesome.
Because they
oh
hate
my
us.
Gosh, the pain.
They hate the fans.
You know what? I do envy the people who don't like Snyderverse because they don't know what they're missing. You know what I mean?
It's a fair point. I mean,
we know the glory of it, so that hurts. They don't have that. They're happy with their, Barney and like something or whatever, and bad humor. Their ignorance is their bliss. They're like this guy.
Right, yeah. Batman Chemical. So there you go. See, Chemical says Batman totally kills with a coin toss here. Yeah.
Right?
Hey, man.
And look, they kept the bullet holes.
Wacko, that technical term? Need some real boss fights. Yeah. I feel like there's some real boss fights. I mean, yes, it goes a little more cinematic at the end, but I don't know.
No, it's great for the actors, less stuntmen.
Yeah, especially with the video games.
Oh, that's why the bullet holes to create this light here. Look at that. That was nice.
Oh.
See, now a softer lens. Or they put the back focus a little bit further to blur it up because it's romantic.
There you go. The iconic. And then I do like it. I love seeing the bat signal and just then. Can you imagine just watching that though? Like, if you're thinking about it, like,
maybe this is where you trip out and you see the bat and you freak out.
Yeah. You just see like James Gordon, because he apparently hangs around there, that he just sees Batman and Robin running on top of the Gotham, City Hall rooftop for no reason. He's just like, what's going on? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
See, that was like that was Schumacher's way. That's his thumbprint, his ending, because Tim Burton's was always a character looking up in the sky and you see the bat signal. In Schumacher's world, they're all running to you at the screen.
Yeah.
Because in Batman and Robin, it's all 3 of them, right?
Let's see. Batman killed Harvey twice. Yeah, I get. Yeah, because in Dark Knight, he definitely. I know. I laughed so many times. Not to like get on a Batflex soapbox here, but when people say like, "Well, Batman doesn't kill," and it's like he literally is killed in like almost every live action movie known to man. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Adam West is the only. Well,
Adam West is the only one who didn't kill anyone,
which he kind of did, but it not intentionally. When he kicks the dude and he evaporates, like that wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I mean, he tries because he was running around with that bomb. There's absolutely no place to put a bomb. Oh, it's all over. Dang it.
Such a great movie. So it's bad for Robin to kill Two-Face, but totally okay for Batman. Batman just took it off his hands,
Yeah. Robin's not old enough to kill people as Batman is.
Watching Batman The Dark Knight Returns earlier yesterday. I rewatched Batman Under the Red Hood again. Both great animated. Yeah, there's a lot of great DC animated films. I am both Bruce Wayne and Batman, not because I have to be. No, because I choose to be. It's a great one. Yeah. Is there a Batman Beyond game? Wasn't there like?
Oh, there had to be at some point.
I would imagine there was. I never got to play it if there was. Just when you can do the Batman Beyond suit in the video games and like the Arkham trilogy when you can switch it to that.
Yeah, there was a PlayStation Batman Beyond game that came out also on Game Boy and N64. I might get that N64 one. That looks good.
Right.
I'll probably get PlayStation.
I like letting the credits roll on this one because, like you guys have been saying in the chat, it's a great soundtrack.
And it's the only way you hear "Kiss from a Rose." You barely hear it in the movie.
No, Batman's secret is not safe. Sugar and Spice are still out there. They know. They do. Though, I don't know.
Yeah,
they kind of
Sugar
portray
and
them
Spice.
as idiots, which is unfortunate. Maybe they don't know. I guess she would know, right? I don't know. Who knows? At least Drew Barrymore's character, maybe. No real fight with Arkham Knight and Deathstroke as well. It's no final boss. And IOCD demands the last mission in story mode to be about. You can find one. Oh, and now you got Seal. I'm not even gonna try to sing Seal. Seal's a far better singer than I. I can do some Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash
night,
singing Kiss from a Rose.
We got some applauses. Pizza night. Great movie, but not as good as, and I'm not even gonna finish that. Fun movie now. Hashtag release the Schumacher cut. Yeah.
Yes. Hashtag release the Schumacher cut.
Two-faced thugs know about Bruce, but they run off and never see them again. Yeah, it's because they decided to get some steady jobs, give up the life of crime. They saw what happened to Riddler. He got deformed and just really
they got rollerblades and signed up to work for Mr. Freeze.
Or they're working for Mr. Freeze now. And it's a good business decision. Like, hey, here's my resume. I worked with the Riddler and Two-Face and hold on, didn't they get arrested by the Batman? Yes, they did. Why would I hire you? I have 3 robberies under my record, and kidnapping, and a couple attempts at murder, but didn't get to go through with it. You're fired. Get out. No, just chill out and leave. I don't know. Man, great movie. 30 years later, and I still get
30 years later.
Right?
That's right. I'm 45. Haha.
Hey! Still get just so much enjoyment from this movie. And so, Kojay, you said it had been 2 years since you last watched this movie?
I think so. Because I remember
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I bought like all 4 movies on like for $5 on the DVD. You know how they put them on 2 different sides? Because I was like, oh, I don't have Batman Forever on DVD, so I bought it that way. Because I had it on VHS. I never got the DVD version. So that's how I saw Batman and Robin, because it was in that collection too. So I think it was 2 or 3 years I saw it.
See you later, Terry. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out with us. Remember to keep fighting for the Schumacher cut to get the true vision, and I appreciate you for being here, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, Batman MB. Hey, I actually have a video from a while ago, like when I first started YouTube 4 years ago, of Wonder Wife and I. We were helping bring awareness to, I think, Feeding America and maybe even American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. But we did a cooking video. One of the, Batman fan accounts reached out to us about doing a fun video for their trending hashtag day. So we thought it'd be cool to make the Bat Burger from the Adam West series, but we gave our own shtick to it, our own flair to it, and it actually turned out very, very well. Though you can definitely tell, I hope you can tell when I rewatch it sometimes, just to kind of remind myself of, how our show's improved over time. I can definitely see like become a better content creator, I think. But it's still a really fun video, and I just love that my wife Sarah has so much fun doing those kind of content. So that took all day though. Good God, I remember filming that. Which is why we haven't done a cooking video in a long time. But it was literally a 12-hour event. I know you're like, dude, you just made a burger and some fries. You have to remember, you're setting up a camera, you're making the product, making the ingredients, all that. It was insane.
Try and be presentable with narration and all that
presentable, all that stuff. I don't envy cooking shows. That's some tough stuff. I was 1 year old when this movie released. Batman, are we the same age?
Oh, you guys would be, because you said you were one when this came out.
Yeah, I was one too. Yeah. Hey, my brother mother.
Hey, there you go.
Butler says it's still enjoyable, but the Schumacher cut will be even better.
I can't wait for that.
MB, you keep out the slots and negative voice.
No, you did a good job. Man.
We all do good. I feel like just one of the
No, you do good.
Do very well.
You do better. Bikram.
I don't know, but Kojay, you get to the chopper and you do all the things with the Turbo Man dog, the Rock'em Sucker jetpack.
I do like the Rock'em Sucker.
Right. Yes, you're only a week older than me. Oh my God, I guess that always every time, because I know our birthdays are close. I just didn't realize. For some reason, I thought I was 2 years older than you or something. Hey, look at that, brothers in arms. I was 2 when Forever released. Hey, so guys, let us know in the chat if it's been a while since you've seen this movie. Rewatching it again, how does it shake out for you? Do you still find the enjoyment? Are you curious about the Schumacher cut? Because the Schumacher cut, like we were talking about earlier, it sounds like tonally it's a very different film. Probably still the same essence of things happen. It's the Riddler and the Two-Face teaming up against Batman, and Robin eventually becoming a team up for Batman. I'm sure it follows some of the similar plot points, and I don't think it's like, oh my God, it's a completely different movie. But I think tonally, in terms of what the director was going for, it sounds like it wasn't as campy, and that it's a darker film.
Because Tim Burton was still a producer on it.
But mentally, I'm 10 years older than you. That's good God.
Charm.
Kojay, you and I, we've fought for director's cuts in the past. We have a little bit of experience in this, and so do Schumacher fans, because they've been at it pretty much just as long as we were with the Snyder cut. What do you think is kind of what do you think needs to happen to get this film, the Schumacher cut, going?
Bang the drum, keep demand high, because you got a trend, you got to keep going, be creative with events, or like me, I just did whatever I could. If there was a convention, I'd show up and help whoever was out there, but if not, I would still rock the Snyder gear, because no one was release the Snyder cut at Anime Expo. I went there and I tried to get that crowd, and I got some people like it. I got Pretty Zatanna. She came up to me like, "Ooh, I like your hat with the release of Snyder cut." I was like, damn, why do you have to go so far? So it's great stuff. I go to wrestling shows. They have a lot of signs that show up on TV. So it's like, let me bring a sign that says release of Snyder cut and go to like 7 WWE shows and get it seen twice. Be creative, use your voice, keep it going, because director's cuts I feel like they were easier to come out back in the DVD days, because a studio wants to repackage a DVD, special features or new cover, or how can we sell this? Oh, here's the director's cut. Let's get you buy more of these DVDs that we can manufacture. Now it's a different age. Everything's streamed. People have like a 15-minute or 15-second attention span. They're kind of like, okay, what's new? What's forward? What's new? What's forward? Okay, redo, remix. They're always thinking now forward. They're not really thinking about anything artistically in the past to bring up front. So I think it's harder. So use your creative ways to celebrate the Schumacher cut. Like I even said this back with like Snyder cut. Just show people how much love there is for this. Create that demand, and they will have to supply. If not, they're idiots. So just keep that going. That's the best way. I mean, look at every single IP that finally got a freaking sequel after a long ass time. Look at Blade Runner. That wasn't like a huge popular hit when that came out, but it became a cult classic. Why? So many people loved it. So many things about it. That's great. There's a Criterion type of fan base around it. And after so long, bam, some more Blade Runner, you know? So we've seen it done before. Just increase the love, increase the hype, increase the voice, keep it going. That's the best way to do anything, I think. Peacefully and artistically, loudly, and, you know, let people know there's an audience, because these studio people are not that smart. They don't think about us. They're thinking about their annual bonus and how to get there. So just celebrate it, man. Keep doing like stuff we're doing here. This was great. You got a trending event right here. That's one way.
I love it. I love reading all your guys' comments. Chemical says, I'll defend Batman Forever forever. It's a good goddamn movie. I will not do the same for Batman and Robin. There's no renaissance for that one. Now, hold on. You're telling me all the one-liners that Arnold Schwarzenegger gives you is not worth defending forever and ever?
Or George Clooney looking so lovingly at Alfred, like, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, or
so hang in there
rubber
with us.
lips are immune to your charms. Come on, that's cinema.
Cool party.
Burn. I mean, it's like I said, you like what you like, but I totally think Batman Forever. When I think Rotten Tomatoes, which we don't really listen to the critic score, but I think even the audience score had it at. Well, let me not misquote it, but let me look here. I know the critic score was like below a 50%. Forever, Rotten Tomatoes.
Bad Dan has an interesting question.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh God. Never mind. The audience score also says a 33% for Batman and Robin. I don't think it's nearly that bad of a movie. I don't know what some of these people. I think it just gets that hate, and people just jump on board that says it's a terrible film.
It's not terrible, but it's 30%, 33% good for sure.
in the words of the Emperor, do it. As you said that, I started laughing. I choked on popcorn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't choke. Don't choke. Don't go down by a colonel.
I gotta freeze him quickly. I have to put him in the cryogenic pool.
Without the colonel,
my wife.
Be a man.
Well, Zazzle says I ain't getting his bonus. Jesus. Kojay, if you were stranded on an island with Train Corey and needed to eat to decide, who would you eat first?
Oh, first. Well, okay, that's gross. But if I had to, I would eat you last.
I don't know what that means.
No, well, you're a very sweet guy, so I figure you are what you eat. You're very sweet, so I'd save the delicious stuff.
Oh, so Corey would be the first one, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, he'd be first.
Corey's kind of salty. You know? He's
Oh, no. What would I taste like? Curry and tacos?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's very wet. I didn't shower.
DNR is a lot of fun when you're drunk. I've never watched it while drunk, but I imagine it's a masterpiece.
I think many things are a masterpiece when you're lit.
I think it's just a really fun movie. I think, like we talked about earlier with Joel Schumacher, he definitely had an eye for bringing back the campiness, bringing back and whether that was by his true hopes or if that was something that Warner Brothers kind of pushed, I don't know. But I think if that was the goal, if that was the direction he was told to do by the studio, or whether it was his own choosing, I think he nailed it. You know, it definitely, we were talking about some of those scenes where it's a homage to Adam West, and honoring the fans that kept Batman alive in the 60s and especially in the 70s when the comics were under some scrutiny from the government. So it's one of those things where I think you have to give a lot of love to what Joe Schumacher did with Batman. And yes, I know he is credited with Batman and Robin being the downfall or the destruction of the Batman franchise until Nolan came back and saved it. But I think just like with someone kind of brought it up earlier with Attack of the Clones, with Star Wars, the prequels get so much hate, but over time, the prequels have become a thing that people have just fallen in love with, and it's nostalgic. It's the thing you grew up with, and you hold on to it dearly. I think Batman Forever, in a lot of ways, for me, is kind of a similar thing, where it was one of those Batman movies that I watched a lot as a kid on VHS. Kids, if you don't know what the VHS is, it's this big black block thing that you put in what was called a VCR.
I feel like I'd have to explain what a cassette tape is, and then to explain that, I have to explain what a VHS is.
Right? Yeah, video.
It was the next best
system.
scene since 8-track.
Right, yeah. But I think I probably still have the VHS somewhere, the Batman Forever.
Oh, I have a couple.
Movie.
I have the Ariel Little Mermaid original cover where they put a big
the
schlong on it.
Yeah.
And then my art teacher in college, she said, yeah, that was on purpose because they were being mistreated and underpaid. So they sabotaged Disney Works on purpose. So that's the story there. I was like, oh, I love this class. I love college.
I mean, it's a great movie. I still get so much enjoyment out of Batman Forever, and I do wonder what the Schumacher cut is. To me, like, it's always an artist integrity thing. If a director had a different vision, like, you hire that person for a reason. You want their vision. You want their artistic creativity put into the style. Otherwise, you're just making. You could hire any monkey to direct, and no offense, Kojay. No offense, because you are a director and a very talented one. I can't wait to see.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm just saying, if you do want a director that's just gonna put out the theme you want, you could get any person to do that job. But if you get someone talented like Joel Schumacher, who has done some pretty incredible films,
Phone Booth was great.
Phone Booth, yeah. You want his shtick. You want his. That sounds snotty.
Get that Batman Robin out of your mind.
Yeah, you want his style is what I'm trying to say. You want his style. You want his vision to come across as an artist through that movie, just as you want Zack Snyder's vision. If that's what the director you pick for your franchise, you want James Gunn for all those different things. You clearly, if that's the direction your studio wants to go in, let that person cook.
Yeah, because they all have a distinct thing to bring to the table. Like Guillermo del Toro and Ridley Scott. They both have good access to wonderful animatronics and props. Those guys are awesome in that department. Zack Snyder, visuals, choreography, lighting, and Zack Snyder is one of those directors, he shoots for the final cut. Like, he has such a strong vision for each shot, and he's proud of it. So he's a very visual director. Nolan, he's very about immersive experiences, being surrounded. He will he has the funds to now, but he'll transport everyone on an oil rig, actual one, to get you there,
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher, he has a very theatrical avant-garde style. I was complimenting his lighting, but also the sets, the tones. I remember when this movie was popping, MTV had a behind-the-scenes making of Kiss from a Rose, the music video, which Joel Schumacher also directed. So when you saw him going on the behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube somewhere, hopefully. I had it on a VHS because I would record special shows on MTV and rewatch it. But anyways, I'm dating myself. I've done it. That's what my channel is all about. I'm the child inside. So, but you saw how much Joel Schumacher had a specific vision of tone and love for the job of doing a Batman movie. You could tell he really, really loved doing it. And you see that reflect in the work, because I feel this is a very solid film of his. I don't know what happened with Batman and Robin. There could have been backstage drama, who knows? But he really took it home here. Because also with his vibrancy and his personality, I think that's the change Warner Brothers wanted, to go away from the dark and Halloween-y Tim Burton route. That someone I know, right? To Tim Burton, every day was Halloween. So having that vibrancy, that kind of joyful romantic love is total opposite of like the dark and gloomy Tim Burton, which nothing bad with either. I think that's just the direction they went, and he got to do a lot. I just, for all that I'm saying, that's more reason we should honor the man's legacy. And the actor Val Kilmer, who passed away recently, like, come on, give this to us for them. Like, how much, the longer you hold back a gem that has yet to see light of day, that should have, because this director's cut, his vision, what he wanted to give us, and you deny that to the people, you're insulting their names. And they're already passed on, you know? That's disrespectful. At this point, it's just a crime not to release director's cuts.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, especially like we talked about, there is no reason not to do it anymore. Like, to honor Joel, to honor Val, you know, and the people, like, their name is attached to this. And in a way, it's what we've seen with a lot of directors that don't get their true vision with things, like what we saw with Alita and the Suicide Squad film with David Ayer. Like, it's stuff that, like, they get criticized so heavily for those films, and they don't get, it's like, you can't blame them for those movies because it's not their movie. It's like,
it's almost like a frame job, defamation of character, you know?
In a way, in an artistic way, very so. So I think if you really want to judge the director's visions, and like, you need to see it first. And for now, for Schumacher and Val, I think that it's one of the reasons why Val didn't come back for more. You know, I think he saw what happened with this movie, and it's kind of like, hey, like, what I did, you know, what the stuff I filmed was really cool and very interesting to kind of dive deep into that character. The studio said they didn't want it. They wanted this more, you know, front cover page of the character of Batman rather than getting into the weeds with it. Like, I want to do character studies. He realized the machines that it was oiled into, and then you got what you saw in Batman and Robin, which was very much a studio movie that was rushed to shit.
Yes. I mean, a lot of actors have been quoted for saying we don't really know what's going on. We just showed up and something random happened.
Yeah. I do love what the Butler says here. Schumacher created a colorful, immersive comic book world. He did, and I think that's one of the things that he nailed. You know, it's very beautiful, and it had still that gothic element that made,
because he kept the shadows. There was eras of darkness and noir. That's brilliant, even with all this vibrant colors.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Schumacher did the Lost Boys. Yeah, love the Lost Boys. Yeah, with Kiefer Sutherland even. Yeah, dude, great vampire movie. And I even love Phone Booth. So there's clearly, when you see some of those great iconic films that the director's been attached to, and then you look at this movie, you kind of go, well, this doesn't seem too much like Joel. I mean, it definitely is. There's definitely his style, his influence in it, but there's a couple of decisions that happen where you kind of go, I feel like Schumacher would have done that a little bit differently, or handled it. Gave us a little more edge to it, or grittiness even. And now you hear about these deleted scenes, like the Bat Cave with the giant man bat thing, Two-Face with the different dialogue, and even a scene with Bruce Wayne and his father's journal that just shows the tortured journey he goes through in that entire film. So I hope they release the Schumacher cut. It's only going to get done if you guys make your voices heard. So please, 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 if you want the Schumacher cut, let the world know on social media. Kojay, as we start to wrap up tonight, my man, what you got coming up on the channel, buddy?
I got some fun stuff with you guys. The back channel. Friday before the Jaws watch party. At 3:30, and then we're gonna stick to it unless some other times are weird. But we are gonna have our 4th episode of our co-watch party of Abba Ranger, Super Sentai, the original Power Rangers. Now we're talking about director's cuts. Super Sentai is essentially the director's cut of Power Rangers, and I have links to how you can watch along with us and how you can purchase it if you want to. I recommend it, but you can watch with us. Just like any watch party, every episode once a week. I'm sticking to Fridays. I found the date, so you can expect new episodes every Friday unless something comes up. I'll let you know. But yeah, it's me, Trey, Super Corey, having a great time watching Super Sentai. It's fun. It's a lot of great stuff. And also, I got more watch parties coming up. There's the K-pop Demon Slayer movie coming out on Netflix this Friday. I might have a watch party with that. More movie watch parties. I'm going to get back to my other stuff, but that's pretty much what's coming up. I'm editing a big project right now that I'm excited to show you guys. So once I'm done with that, I'll be back with more video game streams, more art streams, more of my podcast episodes that's going to come out as well. So I got a lot of stuff. I have a variety channel, but it's all geek. It's all honestly me expressing myself and having a good time doing it with all of you there. So thank you for supporting me. And if you like the Bat Channel watch party stuff with me, that's just more of it. So if you love more of these great guys like Super Corey and Trey of the Bat Channel, there's more of that with our Super Sentai watch parties and also my watch parties. It's very, very awesome. We have a good time, and I'd love to see you there. And thank you for supporting me, those who do. I appreciate you. But yeah, all good stuff. And like and subscribe to the Bat Channel. I can almost hold it. So yeah.
You're too kind, Kojay. Definitely subscribe to our boy Kojay. I have his link in the description of our videos for you guys to find. Please subscribe. Get to him to 1,000 subs. He got some cool stuff coming up with that Super Sentai. We've already started. I think we're on the fourth episode.
Fourth episode of ours, episode 11, 12, and 13 is what we're going to watch.
There we go.
Okay,
I knew we were in that area somewhere.
Yeah, it's getting out there.
It's been a fun, dude. It's been so much fun watching Super Sentai with you for the first time, and especially Abba Ranger, which make sure you guys, it's 50 episodes that we go through and some movies.
Once a week. Yeah. So
make sure you watch till the end because there's a big revelation that happens between Super Bro Corey and I that
none of us saw coming.
None of us saw coming. It almost tore our Super Bro Corey and I apart. We were arguing off camera about it. So
yeah. I had to intervene a few times. Like, hey, let's talk about. Hey, what's Batman doing?
Right. Yeah. He got intense between Corey and I because we just could not agree on this.
I was shocked. I didn't see that coming.
Abba Ranger.
I was like, should I cancel?
Yeah. Kojay was worried he was going to break the Bat Channel up forever.
I would never. I don't want to. No.
Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you. Like Kojay said, our next show is going to be Jaws, the 50th anniversary watch party. Yes, we are going to watch Jaws together. We'll probably do it in the same format that where I have Jaws on the background, but you can't hear any sound or audio. But at least you guys can know where to stick with us. But make sure you guys join us this Friday night, same time as this show. And we're just going to talk about how 50 years later, this classic cinema masterpiece that has literally shaped the way people approach movies. We're going to watch it and celebrate 50 years of the Bruce Shark because why not? It'd be so much fun. Make sure you guys set your notifications for that so you don't miss it. And as always, you'll help us out so much when you smash that like, you share this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers, guys. Seriously, we want to get back to doing charity streams, and we can't do it without you guys, without spreading the word about the Bat Channel and helping us get there, because once we do that, I love raising money for like really great causes, but YouTube won't let us do it until we hit 10K again. So guys, you know what to do. You already know. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I am your host, Trey, with my boy, Kojay. And don't forget to tune in weekly.
Same bad time.
Same bad channel. Have a great night, guys. We did it.
Get to the chopper.
Super Bowl. A freeze is coming.
We need Super Bowl.